All right.
Welcome back.
So we're back to the main campaign. I'm gonna try to do the recap. If I miss things, feel free to jump in at some points. I don't know. So from where I remember we left off, we had found what we thought was a lizard folk with a wooden mask. And we're like, hey, you're going to the same place we're going, why don't you come along? And then we learned that he was quite an unusual character with a wooden bird called Forrest, I believe, that wherever he threw it, it would come back to him and bonk him on the noggin. We tried to rest that night, and the campfire attacked 2 people, jumping out at them, until someone was like, hey, what if we just use magic fire? And that solved that problem. The next day, the weirdness continued. Someone suggested we put on some magical gauntlets on this guy to like keep all this magic in place. And that's when he revealed himself to be a demon. Or devil, I don't remember which one. And the wooden bird became like a phoenix, dark type thing. And a fight ensued. He tired of us, and so he just kind of went off. And we healed up and continued on. We were going towards Lawrence Gate, specifically the tower by there, where Oglen's body is, and we hope to get his soul back from the other realm. Talks were discussed on what we should do. Stay at the tower, search around. Are we going through this portal? Because Dimble and Ash have to go through the portal. The rest of us kind of have a choice on what we wish to do. And I believe most, if not all of us, decided to stay behind. And it's just a question of what we're going to do, whether we're going to go to the tower or we're going to head into town. And some of us were like, the angel said to stay at the tower. And I'm like, yeah, but what if we went to town? I think we all decided that we should stay at the tower. And we ended, we have just rested on Nivernal 20, so we are on Nivernal 21, I believe. Anyone have anything to add?
Yes, during that demon fight, I have in my notes you got fucked up. So I'm pretty sure you got 1 shot.
I mean, but I was one of the 2 people who was left up at the end of the fight. It was me and Matteo.
Change my notes then.
Oh yeah, I'm always
temporarily.
I always survived that fight.
Wow. Thanks for pointing out that Thorin got fucked up.
In case he wants to.
We much appreciate that. You know, I like that time that Ash fired the arrow at the wrong target and TPK'd the party.
My character was only alive for 2 weeks.
Notes or it didn't happen.
Well, in that case, nothing has ever happened for me.
Don't worry, Sam, I'll take note for you.
Looks like the first day I played was the 10th of November. So that's when my first note starts.
Yeah, that's a really convenient day. I'm pretty sure that's like the week after the TPK that you caused.
Huh.
It's awfully funny how history starts the week after you kill everybody.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much free RP for you guys until you're ready to move along. Memory serves. Memory doesn't have to serve. I have my notes right here.
Boom. Oh.
You have about
I think we were a day?
a day and a half, my notes say, from the city.
Thorin asked the cave squirrel, I remember that much.
Wow, that was a really long dream. Really long. I felt like it just kept going on and on. But now I'm glad to be awake.
Already. Take 15 psychic damage.
So we do have a day and a half until the town, but in my notes we have written down that we essentially found a small narrow trail that leads directly to the tower, and it's just wide enough for us to travel single file line, and that was on the 20th. And we start essentially the 21st in the morning, and we're just on this tiny trail heading towards the tower. And a day and a half left.
Well,
Matteo starts plucking away on the loot.
Oh, roll performance.
Ah, yes. 15.
It's not terrible.
Not his best work.
He's done better. I'm pretty sure he's got like a 27 at one point or something.
Yeah.
His heart really just doesn't seem to be into the loot right now.
Bing, 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 bong.
It's hard to play loot when you're single file.
Also, maybe like a good idea if you like didn't play the loot or stuff, because we like interacted with like a demon guy or a devil guy. I don't know. They all. Is it all right to say that they all look the same to me, or is that like not okay? Oh no, devils and demons. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I get those confused. But and then there's like some place with some angels. So maybe you want to keep like a low profile or something, and not like attract attention from like magical creatures that may be in the area.
Hey, magical creatures, I'm here, and I'm playing you a song. And then I stop.
In the single file line, how close is Brudall to Matteo?
Roll a d4.
There are 8 of you, so it really depends on where you were in the line. I imagine that Trugar is in the lead, since Trugar pointed out the path.
No, I think Ash was in the lead because he's got the wood as like one of his preferred terrains.
It's true, you don't want him behind your horses, you might shoot him in the head.
Yeah. We don't even want him behind his own.
Let me see my notes if I have anything about shooting forts.
I do.
Yeah, there is. Who would remember that?
The YouTube and the internet's forever remember it. It's on video. I don't know which one, but it... So,
like, should we like plan anything else, or like, are we all good with stuff? Because we kind of, I know what I'm doing.
Yes, most of us will just stand guard in the tower and wait for you guys to accomplish your mission.
Those two people stand around and do nothing while me and Ash go to the demon world. Sure, sounds like a plan.
That
Me,
does.
you'll do that. The offer of my bear trap stands. You can totally take my bear trap.
A lot of bears in hell. We all know.
I think they fly in hell.
It'd be a little cumbersome for me to carry.
I don't think there's any bears in hell.
Also, I was thinking, like, is time up the same on the other side of this portal?
Other side of the squirrel?
From the portal. From the stories I've heard, you can never quite tell comparing time from one plane of existence to another. And I think that's true for just about any time you cross into another plane, whether it be the Fey world or the underworld or some other faraway place.
Well, how long are we gonna wait for you guys? Like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Until we come back.
But
When we come back.
what if
What?
Yeah.
It could be the opposite of the monastery, where a minute in our time, or a days in our time could be 1 second in your time. We just don't know how time works over there.
Fortunately, we don't, but I think we agreed about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Well, like, I was thinking that this may be stupid and not work, but what if, like, you think, just the two of us going in on our own might be a stupid idea.
If
No,
you
but the
truly
whole
feel like
time
you need
thing-
an extra hand, I could throw Matteo through the portal.
Yeah, I hope not.
Unfortunately, I can't force anyone
straight.
to come along. They have to come along their own free will and courage.
He will go through with will.
It'll be somebody's will that's pushed him through.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Hopefully not.
I was thinking, like, what if from our side of the portal, we cast, like, a time relative spell, so that, like, when you guys went through, if it lasted, like, the correct amount of time, then we would know that the portal was synced up.
I don't know any spells that last a full 2 weeks, do you?
No, but, like, let's say, like, a spell lasts an hour or something. Then, like, if you walk through and it only lasted like a minute on that side, and that would give you an idea of like how long things would last, and if there was a dilation of time.
Would the magic even work like that, or would it not automatically sync to the realm that when we get there?
I don't know.
I don't either. I think that's...
I'm just saying, like, spitball, and this might be a good idea to at least try, or ask the angels. Maybe they know.
Sure, the angels know everything.
Did they say they would be waiting for us, or was
Leave it
that
to the angels and gods. That's worked out great for us so far.
Don't say that too loud. Don't say that too loud.
I'm
I'm
hanging
going
up
too close
now.
for you to be saying that name me.
So you guys were like a day and a half from the city. The distance from where you are and the tower is much smaller than that.
Okay, cool. Can we see it off in the distance yet?
We have been seeing.
We're in deep woods, so we'd like to know if we can see through the canopy.
I'm pretty sure we
No.
had the session with us between here.
No, you weren't.
Wait, we were already there, guys.
We passed by it.
Yeah, I think we were already in hell last time.
Guys, I think we passed.
Oh, that's convenient. All your characters died already then.
Oh,
I don't have that in my notes.
I already knew that.
This is
Nope,
one of
I
those
cast
like
Spanish
Days
for
of Future
myself.
Past. We kind of like redoing it.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
We wake up and we're never any closer.
If Thorin's suddenly in hell, he's going to cast banishment on himself. Backwards.
Hey, do that to me too.
As we get closer,
I think I do remember you guys actually being able to see the tower.
The last thing I've written was we arrived at the tower, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I was just checking my notes. I didn't write that in there, but I do vaguely remember telling you guys at the end of the session that you see the tower.
as we...
So you see the tower.
Okay. So let's say we're
It's
maybe
like
20
half a
minutes
mile
away.
away.
As it's half a mile away, I will pass by my other teammates to get close to Dimble. It's half a mile, it's a 10-minute walk left. Down hushed, sort of whispering to you, Dimble, don't want anyone else to hear. Dimble, during your discussion of who would be going to another plane,
Roll deception if you're trying to just whisper for Dimple.
it would be modified 9.
Anybody with a passive perception of 9 or higher can hear.
That's only 16.
Dimble, during our discussion of who would be going to another plane to find Oglen's soul, I wish to let you know that I disagree with your use of the word cowardly when describing Matteo. Given the minuscule information he had on the extraplanar mission, he believed it to be suicide, and suicide is not brave. You also mentioned minutes before that everyone had a choice and no one was being compelled except if God touched, but then you turn around and call him cowardly for not going. That was hypocritical, and I'm letting you know so you can be a better leader. Sure, he was being a little shit about it, but let's call out his bratty behavior instead of him picking one of your choices.
I'm not speaking to just him, I'm speaking to everybody. And I think it is cowardly for you guys to sit around the portal and watch us go through.
Then
you're a brat.
then why make it one of the choices if you think it's cowardly? If you think it's cowardly and you want everyone to go, either order them or banish them from the group.
Because I am not allowed to order them. It is not me who's giving the choice, in other words.
Then for you to disagree with the choices that Alcar has said makes you disagree with Alcar.
I never said I didn't.
You don't have to say it. There's always the implication.
He knows that there's reluctance in my following, but I have so far followed his orders.
Well,
I thought he was our leader. Is he like not our leader? Why can't he not tell us to go places? I'm confused.
well, no, now you know my stance on what I thought of.
I think we should just
Your
stick
choice
to
of
the,
words.
to the goat and the wolf as our friends here. The rest of them are a little fucking crazy in my mind.
All right.
I don't think it's right to call people cowardly for not wishing to commit suicide.
No, you don't. You see it as suicide, I do not, so. I see it as a rescue mission to save a valiant soul that was cut short too soon. So, you see it as suicide, I see it as being cowardly as thinking of it as suicide.
How incredibly narrow-minded of you. With all due respect, of course, but I know just as
You're a
well
piece
as
of
anyone.
shit, with all due respect.
My little green friend who helped me brew all this beer gave himself for Oglen once. I know how important Oglen's soul is. It's better to convince people to see your side than to call them a coward and walk away.
I've tried to convince.
And he
I
was
said my
being,
piece. We're here at the tower. It is what it is. Who's coming through? We'll go through.
he was being a little shit about it, and we should call him out on being a big brat about it, but him being a coward for...
I don't remember saying anything that made it.
Well, just now you did say it was unfortunate that he went because... What was the exact word I should have written down? It's unfortunate that he chose not to go. Something cowardice. I have to check my notes.
Something your mom.
Is that what Ash says?
He says that to Santa.
Santa nudges.
Well, those are my thoughts. I do not think him cowardly for not wanting to go.
Do you think you're yourself cowardly for not wanting to go?
I think of myself as a pragmatist. Will I be useful there? This is who knows what level of hell, and I'm but a mortal that will die of old age in approximately 50 years. I would probably be more of a hindrance than anything else.
So you've convinced yourself that you're useless instead of going to save somebody.
Ha. That is a straw man, and you're smarter than that.
You just said you would be useless. I'm asking you a
But I have
question.
not convinced myself. And we will be getting more information from the angels when we arrive there. But as right now, our choices are made on the information that we had at hand.
I stop walking. I turn around. Maybe it's a good thing Trugar isn't going. You guys are having a big argument. We can't have that down in hell.
Are arguments not allowed in hell?
No, that's how you get to hell. That's how you stay there. Argument is sin.
What?
I
think I've gone to hell twice so
Please forgive me, Father.
I want
my
to make
hand-
him roll, but I don't know what to make him roll.
I have my hands on my hips.
I got a mod 20 on insight.
Roll performance or intimidation pick
Or deception.
or deception. Yeah. No, because his character might be dumb enough to believe that.
Mod 20.
Mod
for
20.
performance.
Ooh, straight coin.
Well,
We're good.
I got a mod 20.
he definitely believes what he's saying. Whether or not it's true or not is a completely different story.
Now, if you guys are going to keep arguing, move to the back of the line. I'm tired of hearing it. And plus, I want to practice my whistling.
Well, if you're tired of hearing it, then don't listen.
It's impossible. You see these ears?
You have fingers. Your ears are receptacles for those fingers.
Yeah, but I need to watch out. I'm the god of the group.
He's not wrong. He said guard or god?
Guide.
Guide.
Okay.
I thought he said God too.
So did I. I was like, well, that's blaspheming right there.
Big reveal.
It appears we will not be able to reconcile our differences on this issue.
Succession's too early
Let us
to have
continue when we've received more information from the angels.
That sounds fine. Standing at the footsteps of the tower is not
There
necessarily...
are two Deva in front of the tower, one on either side. They're like bronze skinned with like orange eyes. And they haven't said anything to you because you guys haven't actually walked to the tower yet. Kind of just standing there calling each other cowardly. And they're just watching. and
So
passing.
like we come up on the clearing out of the trail, he starts this conversation, we stop.
Yeah.
We're having this like from here to the cabinets to the
One of
tower.
those conversations where you constantly look back.
It's like maybe 100 feet away.
Okay.
What were these things again?
They're Deva. The lowest choir of angels in D&D.
Excuse me.
Before we go over there, I think everyone here, especially Matteo, needs to know from you, Dimble. You're the leader. What are your thoughts on us going or not going? I don't give a shit about alcohol or any of those angel bitches over there. What do you think about your team going or not going? As a leader.
That's quite a loaded question.
I'm a loaded motherfucker.
Yes, but having said what you're loaded with,
Ooh, depends on the day.
Seems like questions.
I think as a leader, you look at the team survival, the overall goal of the team. Should it be all or nothing? Or should it be a solo mission? I think if I had the choice myself, would I go down to hell? Would I second guess it myself or not? But if we're going, I think it should be something that we do in full force and not half-assed. That's what I think.
I like you all. You're crazy, you're fun, it's never boring. Even some of you aren't that bad. You're awesome. I will follow you down there. And if we return, I'll gladly call myself a world walker. But you need to step up and be a leader. Because that bickering, that's not leaders. I've seen leaders. That's not it.
We also need to consider for if we weren't to make it back, who would be left to lead the world walkers? You? If you weren't to make it back?
Always need a getaway, man.
I forget who is the second in command right now. Because wasn't it Oglen and he passed?
Oh shit!
Ash is like acting VP or
Yeah,
something.
he's having to go too.
Yeah. So who's acting?
Trugar
As a
is the
woman.
treasurer, so
Treasurer.
until everybody made it back to the guild,
Yeah.
he would be in command.
I'm the Nancy Pelosi of the group.
Hey.
Nancy Trueheart.
God, I hope not.
While we are gone,
Really hope not.
I'm Vermin Supreme.
while we are gone, Trugar has command, and should we not come back, then he can take over the leadership on a more permanent basis until the crew can make it back to the guild hall, and the whole guild could vote on a proper leader in true sense.
So wait, let me, as the DM, is this Dimble ordering them to return to the guild hall if you guys don't return?
No.
Okay.
Whenever they happen to make it back.
Okay.
He's to carry on the mission, find out what is going on in the desert in this tear, and do what we can. I think that is more important than Oglen's life or even my own.
Axe over shoulder. Desert it is, leader.
But I think we have a better chance of making it to the desert and being able to accomplish that with Oglen at our side.
Then bring him home soon.
As long as he like stops headbutting his like Bjorn friend, because like that he did not like it.
How did I forget about Bjorn?
And that's the real reason why we're going back. We need to see Bjorn again.
The fans demanded.
Alright, let's approach the tower.
Yeah, sounds good.
So you approach and the two Deva, one appears to be male and the other female. And the female steps forward and says, "We've been expecting you. I can't do voices tonight, I'm sorry."
Nice, we expected you to come here.
Is everything?
She smiles. Yes. Yes. I would hope so, since you were walking in this direction for at least a day.
Is,
We got directions from Cave Squirrel.
is everything prepared and ready?
Are you sure these are the people you want to take with you?
I'm not sure all of them will be coming with us.
That's unfortunate. Her gaze stops on like all of the people whose characters have decided they're not going to go for just an extra second.
Brudall winks at her.
She smirks. But the other Deva is not smirking at Brudall.
Hey, how you doing? How's your mother?
Okay, you get away with that one. He just stands there staring. And she says, yes, you're being waited for inside. And she turns to the door, and the door opens inward.
Are those not going, or do they wait inside the tower, or do they have to wait out here?
That'll be explained.
So they can come in?
They can proceed in. The doorway is in the portal. The portal is inside.
I wasn't sure what the sanctity of this temple was, if just anybody could go in.
It's not a temple, it's just ruins that happen to be conveniently located.
So we're welcomed inside because like last time we were at one of these places, people just kind of barged in and that seemed kind of rude. It was a library that time.
Yes, indeed. You may enter.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Books excite me.
Like chains and whips.
Okay, Rihanna.
Thorin gets off, goat friend, and like ties him up. I'm guessing there's a spot to tie him up at.
No, but they don't care. He's
They
a
don't-
goat. He's not going to wander too far.
Yeah.
You get the you get the feeling that nothing will go amiss,
I'll walk in.
except for Brudall. Maybe his wolf might not be there when he comes back.
They said, that's mine.
How's your mom now, bitch?
I like scritch goat friend behind the ear. I'm like, hey, I'll be like back in a bit, all right?
You know. It like nuzzles up against your arm.
I'll walk Ember.
Because I assume you're doing this with speed animals, right? Because that's intended for it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I'll walk Ember to the opposite side of the door of the goats and horses, whatever they have. Alright. It's your job. Protect the door. No lizard people with wood things, and no fiends. They don't get in here. And I'll just kind of like lightly pat our heads to each other.
Your wolf?
Yes.
Such a weird instruction to give to an animal.
It just says,
Okay, it lets you nuzzle because you raised her from a pup.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She wouldn't know what.
So
I'm
she
saying.
sits like right there next to the steps leading into the door. Pays no mind to the giant angel people next to her. Assume everybody else dismounts unceremoniously. And Dimble and Ash lead the way in. Is anybody not entering the...
Before I enter, I'm gonna go up to Ember now and be like, hey, like, bigger girl, do what he said. I don't know what he said, I wasn't listening. But like, also, like, don't fight the gold people if, like, they try and pet you. They're good people. All right.
She cocks her head at you. Like, this fucker.
Matteo wants to be the last one to go in, and he just kind of stands at the door for a sec, taps his foot, and then walks in.
Is that what she does? Because she rolled a nat 20 when, like, to see if she liked me or not.
Yeah,
Remember?
out of the group, she likes dirt the most.
Well, yeah, I didn't say anything about her now.
All right.
No.
And, like, I pet
No,
her.
she definitely listened to you.
I was,
Yeah.
Like, she cocked her head at you, like, it was meant
Oh,
to
I
be
thought
like
it
that.
meant, like,
It was
I'm
meant to be like it
confused.
understands.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I pet her and I head in.
She licked you before you walk away.
All right.
I think everybody else is like in the middle of like, so you're top, and then Mateo's lowest because he kept calling her a dog or something silly.
And threatening you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and threatening me.
So you two lead the way in?
Yeah.
So inside, you see the Solar that first talked to you on the road. Does anybody remember his name?
Let me check my notes.
My notes.
I genuinely don't remember if I ever actually
No, I
gave
just have
the Solar
Golden
his name.
Winged Angel.
Angel McGuy.
Bro.
Angel McGuybro wings.
Angel
McGuy, bro, with wings.
It's possible I never actually gave you his name because it never came up.
Yeah, I don't have his name.
I have in my
And
notes.
I take diligent
Don't think I
notes.
gave him their name. So we'll assume that you guys
Hey
don't know his name.
guy.
And you see him there, and you see 6 others standing with him, and they all have like variations of greenish toned skin. Some are more blue than green, like, you know, all variations of green or green blue. And they're like standing around him. I saw that. I saw it. I'm sorry.
Did
You tried
Did he pull a sharp?
to.
Pulled a sharp.
And the video got it. It's like the perfect angle for the video. He thought he was slick and nobody saw.
No secrets.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
The look on his face though when I looked over, I said, "Did you?" And he went. So, you see the 6 of them standing there, and it appears to be 3 males and 3 females, from what you can tell based on features and how they're attired. And in the center of the 6 is the the golden-skinned Solar that you previously met, and he says, friends, come in. Make yourselves comfortable." And you notice there's no like couches, but there are actually like comfortable cushions scattered around in like seating arrangements that you can sit in. And there appears to be an actual feast that has been prepared for you guys, resting on tables. He says, come in, yes, I've been expecting you.
Now we've got a party. Brudall's gonna grab something juicy off the table and then just kind of like lay half on a pillow.
One of the, can I have all of the sheets for your planetars, please? For whatever reason, I do not have physical descriptions of them myself, but I think I put them in here, did I not? I did not. Okay, I did not. That's fine.
Secrets.
You want it?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
I'm afraid you want quest tomorrow. I have a quest.
I don't need a quest.
And he says, and he points to them each. We bid you welcome. Your perhaps replacements for some of you, I feel. I'm good. I was looking for physical descriptions of each of them, and they aren't on there. They were meant to be abstract. What's this?
It's a note from Jeremy.
As opposed to a note from whom else?
Richard, Justin.
Would you have handed me a note yourself?
Does it just read Matteo's built different?
He can certainly try. And he says, yes, we've been expecting you. But perhaps you should rest and eat first. Your journey, while inevitably short, and the place between, will be taxing on your souls and your bodies.
Thorn raises his hand like a child.
He smiles. Yes.
So like the food, it's not for just the people like going to the other side. It's like for everyone, because like I don't want to eat if like
Even those who don't go will have a cost to pay. Staying is not without risk itself.
If would you go? Is there some kind of angelly blessing thing you can give us, or maybe?
I would go if I were permitted by my lord.
Okay. But anything to just give us some more info out there, Fighting demons, not my normal day to day.
Perhaps.
I mean, they weren't normal the other day.
That was not a normal day.
Oh.
That was no.
Oh, I love him. Perhaps, but perhaps not. I suggest you not ignore my offer of rest and repast.
Oh, we will definitely have a fine feast and a good night's sleep before we delve into the underworld. There were some questions that we had though. Our friend Solar, do you know, I know traveling between realms tend to be a little wibbly wobbly sometimes. Can is
I
the
couldn't bring
time
myself to say it.
on the other side pass the same as it does here?
Well, all time passes the same everywhere. Relative to the person.
If we spend their wait for us for 2 weeks, will we have 2 weeks worth of actual time on the other side to get our mission accomplished?
I think that perhaps you're overestimating how long you'll be there. You'll either have succeeded within 48 hours or you'll be dead.
Fair enough.
I think the question is like.
Time passes as time passes.
I think the question is if like we wait on this side for them, and it's like 48 hours on that side, but it's like 300 years on this side. Like that'd be a problem. And I think that's what he's like trying to get, because there was this library where that was kind of the thing that was going on there.
The library you speak of is separate from time.
Okay. So this isn't like that.
No.
Nice. Thorin goes and like picks
A couple
up
of the planetars like exchange glances with one another, like these are the people that they chose. These are the mortals who are supposed to save us. Is the kind of looks that pass around among them.
Thorin gets to get some food, and then he like pulls out his like thing of kombucha. He's like, "Does anyone want some kombucha? I got kombucha."
No one says anything. Everybody can roll perception, except for Thorin, since he's already walked away to the food.
Well, I think you guys got food.
Did Brudall walk away and get food?
No, he's in the group. They're just like chilling on a cushion.
Let's just
No, it's
grab
not
something
possible to
juicy.
chill on
Oh,
a
it's like a complete.
Yeah, the cushions are like away.
Okay.
The tower is much larger on the inside than it appeared on the outside.
Okay.
That one.
Then yes, he would have walked away because
Took some of Thorin's kombucha.
7.
Sano is so preoccupied with the smells of the wonderful food around him and whether or not he can get these recipes that he does not hear what's about to be said. Anyone who did roll a 15 or higher, though, hears. Cool. One of the female planetars look to one of the males on her left and say, "We are supposed to serve these mortals and work with them? It seems they don't work with each other very well." That's it. That's all you hear.
If I went to get food, then I would have been out of the room.
You'd be in the room, but you'd be
Okay.
away from where it's been said.
So at 18, would
You're
I?
not.
Okay.
So is there like a mission briefing that we get about what hell is like, or are we supposed to just jump in?
Why do you keep calling it, you're not going to hell? You're going to the place between.
We've just been calling it hell.
Just a lack of a better word. It's
The
just easy
place
to
that you're
say.
going is much, much worse than hell.
That is bad news.
Oh, well,
So like super hell, Thorin yells over.
Steel appears around Thorin's mouth and he starts speaking. He looks at Thorin and says, "No, hell is a completely different thing. The place between is where the worst of both go when they are running from their masters."
But this is between, so it's still below us. Like, is it down? Are we going down?
The great cosmology does not work that way. There is no down or up in the great cosmology.
So like sideways, it's diagonal.
I think you're just asking questions that they're not going to answer very clearly at this point, so you may as well stop.
So like the worst.
I once again suggest that you rest and enjoy the meal prepared for you.
Thorin raises his hand again.
The offer won't be made again.
I'm just trying to make small talk with you. Tell me about your in
Alright, cool.
between.
let's eat our food and
My question's
He
about
looks at Thorin, and it's like that look of regret, like, oh no. Yes, mortal.
You said like the worst of both. Like, do you mean like the worst of both angels and demons, or like demons and devils?
The worst of demons and devils.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you meant like turncoats or something.
The only
like that.
angels you'll find there are the ones who are suffering, or the ones who are killing.
All right. Thank you.
Indeed.
Killing devils and demons.
You're so not near him to talk to him. If you're sitting down, you're not close enough to actually whisper to him.
So if I ask you another question, would it be too late to get food? So should I get food now and then ask you questions later? Or should I ask my questions now and then get food?
He like looks at the planetars and he says, I had forgotten in the 1,000 years that I had not been on this planet that mortals could be so tiresome.
I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
We will speak once you've rested and eaten.
Okay, sit.
Matteo.
I've said this already.
Dimble just walks away over to where the food is and starts fixing himself a plate.
Is there any alcohol on the table?
You
Or something that looks like it?
You quickly realize that all of the glasses are empty, but as soon as you touch it and you're thinking, oh man, is this? It fills up with what you want.
Thorn touches his and thinks moon juice. Or moon wine.
That fills up.
Liquid platinum.
Oh,
pour him out.
It does not fill up.
Damn it. What about
because
liquid
you're
gold?
dead.
Because you just died from drinking liquid
From
heavy
drinking
metals.
I'm gonna be so rich.
You're dead. Make me 3 death saves all at once, please. And no matter what you roll, they're all ones. So, what are you guys going to talk about while you're eating?
Nothing.
This is literally the best meal you've ever had.
Yeah. Silence.
Even better than the previous best meal I've ever had?
Probably.
Oh, damn. Then I'm not saying anything, I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Better than the meal at the Hidden Cottage.
Probably.
Better than
Might
the best
be. It
meal
might
that I'm
be
gonna
pretty
eat later.
close, but this does edge it out slightly.
Thorn keeps like eating, but he's also like trying to completely empty his glass and then think of a new drink.
Oh no! It's a drink roulette.
Like he's thinking about all of his like favorite kombuchas
So,
and stuff like that.
A show of hands. Who's actually eating? Who's consuming things? Everyone looks sweet.
Haha, Richard's a dummy.
He's dead.
Dead boy, dead boy.
Dad. Damn, what an asshole. So, since everyone's
I'm
eating,
dead too.
I do not know what everyone's health was at before today. Probably, I assume full or near full because there's a long rest, but your health is restored to full. You get temporary hit points equal to 2 times your current maximum health.
Jesus.
That scares me.
Yeah, that you should be terrified.
Sit on this for a second.
And you get resistance to fire, necrotic,
Two times our maximum.
yeah, so if you have 80, you get 160. Yeah. So it should effectively triple your health points.
Was fire in the
Oh no,
necrotic?
we're gonna explode from blood like we did. Said that we were gonna do.
I don't know.
Just fire necrotic?
I wasn't done. I was letting everybody write.
Oh.
I think people are doing math. You get actually you get resistance to all damage types minus magical weapons and radiant. And I'll let you know how long this lasts by the end of the session. In my bag. Go ahead, you can get it. In the top front pocket. The pocket literally on the front at the top.
Okay.
There should be like a green pencil like this.
Seems to be one thing.
If check it to make sure there's lead in it, because there is
You
lead
need the
in
map
it.
done for your temporary hit points?
Huh?
You need the map done for you?
Hey, drink this to get out of hell.
Do you want me to use my calculator?
You sure it's not drinking it to go into hell?
Oh man, that'd be worse.
I mean, since you're not going there at all.
Yeah, right.
69
Set
plus
nine.
Yep, that's right, that's right.
Did you find it?
I feel like I'm being belittled here.
No, I'm asking everyone for convenience sake.
Oh.
I am splitting the same time.
Dimble's lowest stat.
So you can bring it, or so you can use it to make a dark and stormy.
Alright,
Because I really want to know what a dark and stormy tastes like with limeade in it rather than lemon. Or lime, I mean. We can do it at break. I was just super curious. I know it's been like 4 months, but we talked about it 4 months ago.
I'm up with cocktail practice.
It's a good thing you got some good rum.
So all damage except for radiant and magical.
Magical
weapons.
slashing, bludgeoning, piercing.
Magical weapon damage.
Weapons all have magical weapons.
Oh, it's most definitely probably gonna happen.
You can't make it super easy. But you're also going to run into a lot of spellcasters too.
Oh.
A lot of Gish characters who can do both really well. Well, it's the worst of the worst.
A lot of Mary Sues, they could do everything well.
You know, the same could be said about Ash. He's kind of a Mary Sue compared to the normal characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still good to
And he's the
shoot
worst kind of Mary Sue because he's the Mary Sue that fucks shit up.
Including himself.
Yeah.
And more.
And his horse. And his party.
And
So
no,
good at shooting
Man, rest in
horses.
peace that horse.
Dude, didn't he like nat 20 the horse?
Yeah.
I shoot my horse! What? Roll for damage?
My face. He's like, I shoot my horse.
And that was the second time I killed something by not raising my finger.
Roll for damage, I guess.
I'm joking, you didn't raise your hand.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He just like blurted it out, and it was like, huh.
Because I was
weird.
saying it to Richard next to me, but I said it loud enough that everyone heard.
It's at the table. It's in game. It's fair play.
Yeah.
So, I need everyone to make a call it wisdom saving throw, except for elves or half elves.
Yeah, 4.
The DC's a 28, by the way.
Wait, I'm the only elf here.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's dirt?
Oh, you're an elf.
Dwarf.
You're
Right?
not. You're
Dwarf.
Oh, I was saying you're
Mountain
an elf.
dwarf.
Didn't you even know that?
Is the-
Shadow's human, right?
It was a human.
Yeah, okay, good. So it is just Ash. Well, shit. Did we have like 4 elves in the party at one point?
At one point, yeah.
Okay, so Ash watches as all of his companions, they finish eating and drinking and they're just sitting there resting. And a couple of them are talking to one another and they all just like fall asleep slowly.
I don't
Oh,
feel
I
so
could
good,
use
Mr.
that.
Dimble.
No, you feel great.
Nice.
You're just, you know, you're just like it's super comfy. I just ate. It's warm. I'm tired, kind of thing.
I feel
And you're not off.
Mr. Ash.
And even Ash feels like he could really use like a really deep sleep. Even though the last time he slept, and the only time he's ever actually slept, he had terrible nightmares. So does Ash trance or does Ash fall asleep?
You know, it's safe here. It's comfy. I'll sleep. I'll do not elf trance, but sleep.
Cool. Okay. So everyone wakes up about 8 hours later. Through the door, the crack in the door, you can see that it's definitely nighttime out. You guys pretty much got here at like midday. And you all feel ridiculously rested, like you haven't slept that well in a very long time. And the Solar and the Planetars have seemingly not moved from the spots that they were when you fell asleep.
Staring at us sleeping.
No, they like, their eyes seem to be closed.
Feel a little
which
better
one,
about
which
it.
one of our snorings annoyed you the most?
So everybody roll percentile. Except for Matteo, he just automatically gets a 100. Because he read that in the book.
Yeah. 3.
I got a
41. It's 77.
I rolled a disadvantage because I did say that Thorn loves sleeping, so I figured that would be a good thing to do. So I got 63 and 43, depending which one's worse.
Okay. And what, 71?
77.
77. So he looks at Dimble and somebody rolled a 3, right?
I got a 1.
You rolled Ash rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Damn.
Slept like a baby.
So
And he
you
looks-
got touched.
And the Solar, he looks at Dimble and he says, well, your elven friend. And Mateo's a halfling. And your halfling friend were the loudest.
I know he snores like a champ. But I've never actually seen.
Eoil was concerned that perhaps their airways had collapsed and was going to cast a healing spell, but I assured her that some mortals just make that sound when they sleep.
I mean, I have been beaten up a lot, so I mean, it's not entirely impossible.
I'm not at all certain why anyone would want to beat you up.
Halfling curse.
Have you been around?
Yeah, me
for a while?
Well, having your nose smashed in a time or two does cause a little bit of breathing problems when you sleep.
The respiratory system's not as good as it used to be.
So and the female like tilts her head and says, yes, it was worse than the sound of a demon horn.
And that's Dimble, actually. I guess we'll find out soon enough for ourselves.
Hey, just put me to sleep and we'll scare them off.
Yes, I think perhaps they would think you were their mother.
Even the angels are joking on you.
These nips weren't made for nursing no demons.
Once he crosses those lines, we just ignore him. It's best to just let him go on his merry way.
Her eyebrows go up like an inch. She's just like, never mind. So the Solar looks at you guys, and is everybody up and about, and breakfast is there as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait for Sam, so he doesn't miss any of this.
I realized I slept in my
No, it's
boots.
fine, Sam. Take your time.
So I take my boots off,
Speaking of time,
shake the dirt out, then I put new
Yeah, I was about to
socks
say,
on.
do we need to restart the camera?
New socks.
6.
Do we need to restart the camera soon?
No, we just reached.
No, but we're actually gonna take our break right now
Oh, okay.
What's not correctly?
because the rest after that should be a lot of RP in the beginning.
Hold
of
the
the
couch.
so,
Okay.
yeah. I think
Did you record the pregame? Have a tough decision to make.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having this much help, Brudall would think he's invincible.
Yeah, I mean, like the hanging out.
Feel
part.
hella strong.
But I will next time.
And then the post.
Good rock.
You forgot about your dark and stormy.
I didn't forget Will did, but it's okay.
I'll write a note down.
Maybe next time.
Oh, sorry, I had to chew those.
Is that a corn nut?
No.
Oh, cranberry?
Oh, I forgot what they tasted like.
Pretty good.
But if you're not expecting that,
Catches you off guard.
yeah.
I love the frozen cranberries.
Catches you off.
I like cranberries. I like cranberry juice actually. So, are we recording again? You all wake up, and the Solar looks at Dimble and Ash and says, "Are you prepared to undertake your journey?"
Yes, as prepared as I'll ever be. Then I turn from him and look to the rest of the party.
And the Solar does the same thing.
Has anyone, after a good night's rest and a solid meal, and if you're feeling as rich as I am from that meal, has anyone else changed their mind and prepared to go with us to help us have a better chance down there? Really?
Surprising, isn't it?
Roll deception.
Ooh. Deception. What's the big?
No, where's the
18.
Okay. He appears to be genuine.
Yeah.
I'm in all the way.
You're traveling with us in as well.
I will.
I'm glad to hear that. We can definitely use your strength. Anyone else?
Negative. I will stay here and guard.
I told Brew that I'd watch after Ember if he went, so... Plus, technically not a World Walker.
And so sign up.
Bear Trap's still on the table, though.
As much as I really would have liked to come, I feel like I have more left to do on this earthly plane, and if I were to die not here, I feel like I'd be wasting.
If you're
my-
going, give me your Planetaris character sheet.
Well, I'm not going.
Dead.
No? Because you didn't raise your fingers.
I was like this.
Well, Ash is kind of a child, so.
He's brooding.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Timble just smacks him and says, of course you are, come on.
So, as Dimble goes around the group and people give their responses, everybody can roll perception.
Can I roll or will I be too preoccupied?
13.
19.
You can roll. You roll at disadvantage though.
That was a nat 20.
I figured after I said it and saw the excitement die. Did you not one?
I have 3, but it's still 13.
Okay. Anybody roll lower than a 10?
I did. I had 9.
Okay, so you don't notice this. So anybody who rolled a 10 or higher, you notice that as each of you answers, some of the Planetar's faces scowl in disgust at those who say no. And you hear one of them, a male, with like a bluish skin, and he remarks, and he doesn't seem to be trying to say it at a volume that is not, that it keeps it secret, but it's definitely not to you. He says to his companions that the cowardice of mortals hasn't changed over the centuries, has it? Why live when you can seek glory and honor in the favor of those above?
No, I think I'm gonna pipe up on this one. Can't you guys like communicate like telepathically? It's almost like you want us to hear it.
We can communicate however we choose.
Well, I mock my friends here. They have much more difficult lives than you may know.
You'd be surprised at what we know.
Well, glory is not the only thing you can live for. Like love, for example.
And one of the females speaks up and says, "Do you know what a boat is?"
She does pretty well.
He does now.
I see they're not interested in having an actual conversation.
Don't fall for it.
I just see. Do you not mock those that you find cowardly, elf? You have never mocked any other living creature?
No, but you know, I've grown a little. I only really mock my friends now, and considering how we're fresh acquaintances, I feel like it's just kind of rude.
Are you saying this in like a challenging tone?
No.
Okay. So he steps forward and says, "Rudeness does not matter when there is evil to be slain and vanquished. Only the glory of the death of the enemy."
Well, I'm not sure some of us signed up for that when we first joined, and I don't blame them for not going.
I didn't say I blame them for not going, I just said they're cowardly for not going. That doesn't change their decision, does it?
Well,
Surely.
I guess the perception of what's the word? Higher being. I guess it's different than us mortals.
I wouldn't say it's cowardly. Some people have stuff to return to.
But then they're gonna say that's selfish.
And?
Then they're gonna call you a coward again.
Well, I'm going.
Not you, but I'm just like
Them?
you, yeah, as an example.
Maybe the
Yeah,
mission
well-
is needed elsewhere. Some of us need to stay behind because there is evil in other corners than your corner.
The evil in this corner is the evil that all should be concerned with.
Perception. I see evil over there, evil over there.
So the Solar now like comes forward and he's a very serious looking face and he said, "No. No evil anywhere else is more pressing than the evil you now face.
Then we may need a bigger
Your
army.
friend's return is of paramount importance. Why do you think the gods and goddesses would send their strongest champions?" And he looks at the other 6. You face six planetar who wish to ascend to be solars. This is the only way they can do that. They risk permanent destruction by going to this place. If they perish here, their divine spark will be extinguished forever.
Does that include?
Sounds like we got all the firepower we need.
Does that include the mortals who go in? Will their life be snuffed out forever?
No, your souls will be trapped.
Oh, that's great.
Didn't see that in the fine print.
That wasn't in a book I read. If you fail to retrieve your friend, your souls will suffer alongside him. But fear not, it would not be for all eternity, for even a mortal soul cannot handle the torment that would be inflicted upon it in this place. You would become one of them at some point. When all hope has been lost and you've given up on who you are and what you want, you will cease to be what you are and you will become one of them.
So, you've described this place as the worst of the worst in between both the living world and hell. So, how come Oglen got trapped there?
It is the worst place between the hells and the abyss. It is where the worst are banished when they fail in their quest to usurp power from their superiors.
So he doesn't get any points for trying and sacrificing himself?
Who?
Oglen, who we're going to rescue.
Oglen failed in his divine duty.
But didn't he succeed in
Do
saving
you not know
others?
the cost of failure if you fail and you die before their quest has been finished from Algar?
No, I've not gotten a lot of answers for many of my questions.
Then perhaps you should ask better questions.
I haven't been, this is the only time I really met someone that can answer these questions.
If you or your friend, any motions to Dimble, die before the destiny that Algar has placed upon you is completed, you will go to the place that your friend has gone. And the only way to rescue a soul from that place is if mortals willingly undergo a quest into that place.
So if they die down there, they'll just end up where Oglen is, and then we've already got him, right?
What are you trying to say?
Oh yeah,
Saying that's the heist right there. We get them in, just stabby, and then they can bring him to us. Right?
yeah, if we die down there and we get rescued again, will we be able to live? Since they're already down there?
If
I think my plan could work. I think you're throwing it out in the shitter.
he looks at Ash and then he looks at Brudall. If they die down there, then you are all but assured destruction.
But they end up with Oglen. We found him.
They will become trapped. They will not be able to exercise free will or control of themselves.
Yeah, the only thing.
And then you will have to
exercising
protect
is-
their bodies and carry their bodies with you in the hopes that you can reunite the soul and the body.
Okay, now that we know where to carry a body, who's carrying Oglen's body?
Well, his body's laying
On the tower, right?
an altar in front of you.
I don't think I could carry
Not
three of
You don't have to carry his body, you just
So
have to
wait,
rescue his
what's
soul.
Who's going to carry his soul then?
Here.
So, what
Once you free
then we
his
bring it back
soul
to
from
us
his chamber
here,
of torment,
and they just
it
pull
will
Oglen's
return
soul
to his
back.
body.
Do we just like open the
I'm
door
really
or something?
confused on
or-
what's
what
really
exactly is
dead.
I do not know what will have to be.
Yeah.
It's not my
What is our
specialty.
task once we get on the other side
I
of the
just thought it was
portal?
one or the other.
You will
know?
search for Oglen's soul. The road will guide you where you wish to go. Do not ever leave the path, even for a moment, or you may become lost in the mire.
Well, that's important information. It's a mental note.
Maybe write an actual note.
You will encounter those who will attempt to thwart you. Those who will tempt you with power or riches, your heart's desires. And all of the creatures strong enough to actually make those offers can fulfill whatever agreement they make. But the cost at completion, that's a different matter altogether.
You had mentioned once that those who are staying also suffer a toll on their soul. Why is that?
Because you will be forced to guard your friend's body.
Understood.
And my servants will be free to go about their duties.
So at this point, Matteo's gonna take off his loot and walk up to Trugar, hand it to him, and he says, "Oh, then you're gonna need this to keep your spirits up."
Thorn raises his hand.
The Solar looks at Thorn and says, yes.
We're gonna guard Oglen's body from what?
From those that will attempt to destroy it to prevent his soul from being rescued.
This is okay. It's a thing that has happened. Alright, I didn't think that other people were coming. Okay.
So are people going to be, things going to be coming at this tower and it's their job
The
to...
portal does not work only one way.
Oh shit.
Well, then it's a good thing they're staying. We need someone to just, keep them in there.
Well, if you were all going, then we would guard it.
But you just said you would just send them on their way when we're laying there.
No, the 2 outside would go about their business, but the 6 here, who would replace, each would replace one of you, they would guard the portal.
I think we should send everybody. All 6 of your people, you just said they need this to be holy,
I'm really not sure
so
what you're not
lost.
getting. Is Brudall just that dense?
He does have an intelligence of 10, so he would argue with you without any real thought of...
Some of you will go through the portal and you will begin your journey. While the portal is open, the spawn of that place could enter this realm. Those of you mortals who remain will be tasked with protecting that in place of those who go. It must be 1 for 1. Only those touched by Akbar are not counted among the number. But if you notice, and he motions to the 6 planetars, there is 1 for each of the rest of you. Either way, 1 will be on this side and the other will be on that side. Which side you choose determines the reward that you will get if you are successful.
So probably
Oh, you're being
at least 1 of you
paid.
here. So
There's
then
reward in this?
we got at least 1.
Are you saying that like loud enough?
Yeah.
Just to the person that's
Roll deception.
a 4.
Okay. So the Solar hears it and he looks at you and says, the reward will not be material, but you and your friend Dimble live by the grace of a god. Imagine having the favor of a god on your side as well.
Yeah, you guys already
No, now
know.
there'll be like 1 question answered.
Imagine the blessing that you could receive from... Your friend has received a blessing from a goddess once. A coin, I believe.
Yes.
Blessings, while sometimes not clear in their purpose, do help and benefit you. Speaking of which, you should use the other half of that coin now. You need not think of what it should be now.
Like right now, or
Just
what's on
flip it
the
into
side?
the air and it will happen the way it is meant to happen.
Right now, or what's on the other side?
Right now is best.
And Bo pulls it out from a spot hidden in his vest and flips it up in the air.
And you watch as the coin spins in the air, and when it reaches like the peak before it would start falling, it disappears.
That's a neat trick.
He like feels the spot that's empty, feeling like it's like missing something.
And it does feel like you've given something up, and you don't feel like anything's replaced it yet. But you know, the last time you used it, you were surprised by the result.
So,
Wow.
I have a question about this portal. Did you guys open it? Has it been open here?
I opened it.
Can you close it?
If I close it before you return, you will be trapped there.
Oh, please don't do that then.
The portal must remain open until you return.
I do a speed run.
I start bee-hopping.
It's like a Gregor rift. Did Matteo actually raise his hand?
I was thinking.
Or was that Jeremy?
That was me. I had something to say. I had a joke to say, but then I forgot it. So
Okay.
I'm going to say something. Well, So you said it might take like 48 hours, so is it like 24 hours there, 24 back, or is it like when we free him, we just...
The time that you're in there is completely up to you, but I doubt that you'll be able to last the mental struggle for longer than 48 hours.
So hopefully he's like within close proximity.
The longer
right?
you spend there, the harder it will be for your return. And some of you are more mentally prepared than others. Some of your minds are more disciplined than others, and those with discipline will last longer than those without.
I don't have that stat on my character sheet. Can
Yeah.
you guys?
Well, it's a completely RP trait.
Well, I don't have any more questions, and I'm ready to go. Because it seems like the longer we wait, the worse it's going to be.
Yep.
So he looks at, are you prepared to begin your journey?
Yes, is there any pertinent news that, things that we should know when we find Oglen's soul? What will it look like? Will it look like him? Will it be like
It will
face of a
look. It
jar?
will look as if he looked.
Okay.
It will be ephemeral. It will not have substance. He will know you, and you will know him. He will be able to communicate with you, but do not be surprised if he is not the same as you remember. Even a day in this place as a soul has the same effect as 100 years. You would not be able to understand the tortures or the torments that he has suffered,
Not sure I want to.
and he may not wish to speak of them.
Well then, let's not fail.
So the Solar looks around
Sounds
the
like
group
a
one
good
last
plan.
time. The Solar looks around the group one last time and says, "Who of you will undertake this journey?"
So, just a quick question, but you said that there were 6 solars, but I'm only counting...
Planetars.
Planetars, but I'm only counting 5 people with choices to make.
Well, one replaces Oglen.
Okay,
One goes in Oglen's stead.
alright. So one's going to get Oglen.
One is going with you, regardless. If all of you went, one of them would accompany you in Oglen's stead. That's literally what's being done. There has to be 1 for 1.
Okay.
So the Solar looks around and says, "Who will stay and who will go?" Those who stay will be tasked with guarding the portal, and those who go will be tasked with returning your companion.
I've already given up my loot, so I guess I'm on my way there.
So as you're heading towards the portal, because it's right there,
It's right there?
like it's hard to miss.
I stop in front of it.
Okay.
I don't walk in. I stop in front
So-
of it and wait.
One of the planetars comes forward. It's a female, and she looks at me and says, "My name is Avashami, and I grant you a boon to assist in your journey. You can pick one of her abilities to have unlimited use of."
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God for that.
Do the auto crit one, if there is one, so you can hit stuff.
Oh, look. Actually reads books.
This will take me a sec if you want to go.
No, it's fine. Well, it requires each of those who are going, besides the 2 of them, to...
Yeah, then we'll go ahead and steps forward and kind of tugs on Ash's sleeve.
Can I see her character sheet one more time, please?
So as is, there's like
Are you gonna resist or are you gonna...
3 humans
I'm not gonna
and
go in the portal
3
yet.
Yeah,
planetars
just kind of
going.
step forward to form a group right beside it.
So you actually get you get to pick 2, but they cannot be like you can't pick any of the planetar specific things. Like anything that is because of being a planetar, you can't have those.
Okay.
But the combat related stuff you can have. And she asks, may I see your weapon?
Holds out his rapier.
And she takes it in her hand, and you watch as it flares bright. And
Oh.
she mutters, you don't catch what she says, but it's clear that maybe she's praying over the rapier, and she hands it back to you, and it feels warm in your hand, and she says, may this weapon guide your strikes. You now have a +5 weapon for the duration of this journey.
Oh.
He's just been so tired of you missing.
Yeah.
Dimble kind of pulls out his own sword.
Matteo takes it and stands by the
You also
portal.
do
Gives like a nod.
1d8 radiant damage with every attack.
Awesome. So I'm gonna write this down.
We're gonna look like the chumps here.
That's the point. Your guys' goal is much more metaphysical.
Wait, more role playing?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So you watch as Matteo, you all watch as Matteo walks up, and you've already committed to your choices, by the way. You've lost the opportunity to change your minds. And Brudall watches as Matteo walks up and watches as the female planetary approaches him. What do the other three who are going through do? Because there's only 3 of you going through.
I would look towards Oglen's body and just kind of battle axe
I
over
thought there was 4 of
shoulder.
us going through.
The other 3.
You're
The
joining?
other 3
The other 3 that are staying. Gotcha.
no, that are going. The other 3 that are going, because Matteo's already moved up. There are 4 of you, but the other 3.
Besides Mateo.
That took me a second. That took me a second.
I was like, did I say other? I'm pretty sure I said other. Did I not say other like 4 times? Oh my god. Maybe I should say it really loud.
8 is more than 7.
So,
You're damn right.
Hashtag sad.
well, actually, Jeremy did interrupt the RP that was going to happen with his like rushing forward, and I didn't get to finish what I was saying. So, we're going to pretend that you didn't see her do any of that stuff. And the Solar is going to say, look at the 4 who didn't want to go. Or the 3, I'm sorry, the 3 who didn't want to go. And he's going to say, this is the last time that I shall ask if you wish to accompany your companions through the portal.
The one big thing that's stopping me is like I heard that magic might not work over there.
Are you saying this in character?
Yeah.
Magic. Who said that magic would not work there?
I was told it might not work over there the same way.
Magic works everywhere the same way. Sometimes the effects are different, but magic works. What will count is what your intent is when you cast your spells. Your intent must be clear, or the place itself will twist your magic. But it will do what you wish, just maybe not in the way that you wished it to be done.
I want to talk to my patron real quick.
So he looks at Trugar and Sano again.
I will stick to my original decision. I wish thee well. And whether you think lesser of me, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
It doesn't really matter what I think. I'm not the one who will judge you in death. And he looks at Sano.
I've got a very large gold dragon that'll be upset with a lot of people if I die, so I want to be staying here.
Do I have to tell you which ones I took?
You do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
figured. Burning Radiance and Call the Wicked.
Burning Radiance is a Planetar thing.
Okay. So then, which one? So I have Call the Wicked. Which ones would not be considered Planetar then?
So the magic resistance is just a divine thing. She does not have multi-attack, I don't think.
She has Expert Targeting. Does that count?
Expert targeting is training, so you can ask for that as a boon.
Okay, then I'll take that.
Okay.
You just add yellow dice to that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So for anybody who's super curious what expert targeting is, because it's pretty whoa. Avashimi's attacks always miss on a d20 roll of 5 or lower. However, attack rolls of 6 or higher always hit regardless of the target's AC. Avashimi crits on a roll of 19 or 20. 1 in 20.
Doesn't she miss on a d20 though?
Or 5 or lower.
5 or lower, yeah.
Oh, you said 20 in the beginning, so I thought it was 20.
Of a 19 or 20 on a d20.
And that's what I'll take.
Okay. So you took Call the Wicked and Expert Targeting.
Yep.
Call the Wicked, if your attack hits a fiend that has less than 30% of its total health, and the damage from the attack doesn't kill it, that creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be killed outright.
How many times a day can you use that?
It's unlimited in this place.
Oh, I can.
Not really a question.
It's not a question.
Not really.
Don't really sense any opposition to what you're saying. Concern, because you've been together for a little while.
Yeah.
There's concern because there always should be, but there's no opposition. There's definitely curiosity there. So Brudall steps forward.
Yes, Brudall would look at Oglen and just kind of say to himself, we're in for a hell of a party for you, man. And walk towards the 5 times.
You gave me arrow.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna first walk towards Brew and be like, hey man, like, I know I said I'd look after Ember, but I think I'm gonna go and do this too. Right by your side. Is that cool?
Yeah, definitely.
I shall look after Ember in your stead.
Yeah. Look after Goat Friend too. Oh, also, I'm going to hand my kombucha pouch to him.
Okay.
And then, I'm gonna, like, we're leaving, like, right now, and I, like, turn to the solo, like, right now we're gonna start leaving, yeah?
Once you say your goodbyes, yes.
Alright.
Totally.
Then, I'm going to touch you, and I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil. And be like, I can help this much, man. Trying to help.
Is that a concentration spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot thank you enough. I know that I will need it when joining.
If we don't make it back, if you could, like, name a brew or something after me, that'd be awesome.
How
I'm working
tall?
on ideas.
How tall is Brudall? Like 6 foot something?
Yeah, I don't remember offhand, but it's like 6'3" or something.
Matteo shoots his arm up next to Brudall and he says, well, we're gonna have to be on the team here. I don't really want to die and I don't want you to die, so you gotta work with me just this once.
He'll shake your hand, pull you up, and say, we've been on a team, you just haven't done shit yet.
Oh, well, just get ready.
Just get ready, yo.
God damn. That's mean. It's great, but it's mean.
There's the cookie, Justin.
So I don't read it.
Noting what Thorin said, Brew's gonna look towards the table to see if there's any food left. Is there?
Yeah, it looks like nobody ever ate anything.
Okay, cool. So, now looking at the door, can Ember fit through the door to come inside?
Probably.
Okay. Brew is going to go grab some food and lead Ember inside. She's gonna help you guard.
He said,
You need all the help you can get.
So, I don't know that the space in the tower is conducive to a large wolf running around inside. He might become extremely cramped. With large flying things in here, and people in here, and a wolf in here. Ember would not be able to meaningfully contribute to any combat because your character will not be there.
Got it.
At the very least, she can get a bunch of hit points and hang out outside.
Yeah.
Alright. Then I will take some of that
Like I
food.
said, if you don't put your mounts in a position where they are actively part of the combat, I won't target them.
Okay. I will take some of the food out to her, and feed her,
Okay.
and say,
She died.
It's been 3 years.
The food wasn't meant for her.
Oh no.
She's fine.
there was chocolate in it.
Yeah, he didn't.
He looked so sad. He actually looked sad.
God damn it.
Because you didn't have your fingers above your head, so he thought you were real.
I don't want to pull up.
No, she eats it. She's fine. She definitely is acting like there's something up. Like she can kind of sense the anxiety or the tenseness in you.
Just gonna say in Orcish, guard the others.
The guardian of the cornets.
Man, that's cool. Not.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Excuse me. If I missed anything important, let me know.
Since the table's still there, Dimble's gonna grab one of the cups, kind of walk over to Oglen's body and kind of like almost toast it and be like, the things we do for friends. And then downs it, and then kind of like tries to put it in his pocket, not necessarily trying to hide it, just to see if the angels say anything to him.
Nobody says anything.
Right?
Oh man, yeah, free cup. After
I just feel like somebody went to fucking Applebee's. I was like, oh, this cup's got a Pepsi logo on it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me take it. It's like, wow.
Kind of
Nobody says anything, but there's definitely judgment going on.
I'm not trying to be a show about it, but just kind of like,
When he
and then
sees
kind of
Dimble,
like
like,
slowly
when he
starts
sees
to
Dimble start
toast.
toast, Thorin's also going to go to the table and just be like, yeah, to Oglen. And he's going to drink it. He's actually going to put the cup back because he doesn't see him pocket it. Like, that doesn't enter his head at all. But yeah, he wants to toast to his memory as well.
Okay.
Because he liked Bjorn. He liked Oglen too. Oglen was a pretty swell guy.
Okay.
And then he's gonna kind of like rush towards the portal, I guess. Like, not step through, but like, kind of
Join
step
the
with the rest
people
of
What kind
them.
of weapon
Already.
does Brudall use?
he has a polearm and a battle axe. He would just be holding both in hand.
Battle axe is the one-handed weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a great axe.
Great axe.
I have it marked as a like interchangeable.
So I need you right now to pick one of those that are going to be your main weapon for this.
Versatile.
She's a battle axe.
Okay. So, while Brudall is standing next to Oglen's body, one of the Planetars comes forward, and it's the one with the bluish skin that seemed to be talking a lot of shit about cowardice. And he looks at Brudall and says, "You go in my stead. I follow Avishami's example and offer you boons to assist your journey." So once again, you can pick two things that are not Planetar related.
I hope mine has floating bear traps.
You can fling them at the enemies and they snap on the enemies.
Boomerang bear traps!
Bro, bear traps do like 0 damage. They do 1d4.
-1.
Have them do Holy and Radiant on top of it. Shrink!
I feel the Lord's pain.
Unfortunately for you, the guy you picked doesn't really translate well to spellcasting.
All you can do is choose another, I mean.
Well, the boons are directly related to the Planetar that you chose.
I thought there was 1 or 2 extra. They're wrong.
They died.
Oh.
I think somebody actually picked the spellcaster.
I'm just thinking if a different one doesn't convert well, or some of them are staying behind. So like you could budget and give me one of them that are good at spellcasting.
Yeah,
I couldn't because I don't have them.
I think I've got a AOL who was like the healer.
Who's the healer, but she's going,
She's going.
so she can't
So
give
she can't
anybody.
give those. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't keep them with me because once they weren't picked, that was it.
Okay.
They became like background stuff. So I'm gonna let you know now, Andrew. I made you pick which of the weapons would be your main weapon for this because you're gonna be asked for it, and because Iril is a dual wielder, you will get the benefit of an ethereal second axe,
Nice.
identical to your first one. It won't be anything special, but if you choose, it will allow you to take advantage of one of his perks, if that's the perk you go with. Where are they? Documents.
Sano,
What's up?
can you give me a turkey leg when I get back?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, I'll bring you the whole turkey.
Okay. Cool.
Feathers and all, no cooking.
sweet. We get to have a turkey friend.
It'll gobble
Nice.
if you eat it.
You are all so special. so special. It's amazing.
Special.
Apparently I have not synced my Google Drive in a while.
That's a good thing, Mike. And now you guys, turkeys are more like this, and then Thorn does
No, I mean like
turkey.
my desktop.
Oh.
I only use the laptop here with you guys. Didn't you have the spellcaster?
Maloshana? I don't believe so. I'm looking over his stuff.
I know.
Angelic weapon, magic resistance, innate spellcasting. Yeah.
Well, they all have innate spellcasting.
Celestial enhancement, radiant fire. She was the healer of the group, if I remember correctly.
Let me see yours.
I'm the tank.
Did no one? No, Richard has the healer. No, the Roshnor was the actual. Was the tanky dude.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, okay, she was the spellcaster.
Covering. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna borrow this.
Oh,
So you're gonna have to
yeah.
take notes because it's your turn. You're gonna have to actually.
Who had murder beans for Apocalypse Bingo? No.
Any righteous assault and the multi-attack? Wasn't sure if righteous assault was.
Also, take notes. I thought this wasn't that type of game.
Well, then you thought wrong, friend.
Oh, sorry, I hadn't rolled the dice for a
You
while. I just need to roll
Yes,
it.
no, that's good. You'll have time to write it down, so we're gonna roll. We're gonna continue with the RP.
Okay.
And he looks at you and says, "May I see your weapon?" He takes it
No.
and he hefts it in his hand like he's testing its weight. That'd be really. You could say no.
You could.
You could say no.
No!
And again, you watch as the radiance goes from his hand into the whole weapon, and he hands it back to you. But he pointedly hands it in one hand, and you watch as in the other hand another forms
And his?
in your hand,
Oh,
in your opposite hand. Like another one forms, and it's identical in every respect, except that you can see through it.
That's some fancy shit.
It says, "I see that you came only half prepared, so I have assisted you with a replacement for your other hand."
You know, you angel people aren't that bad. I kind of like you.
Indeed. So your weapon is also a +5 weapon, but only the main hand weapon gets that bonus.
Okay.
And it also does 1d8 radiant damage on every attack, in addition to everything else. So, the Planetar with, has Thorin said out loud that he's going yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
The
he
other,
said, like to Brew, he's like, listen, I know I said I'd take care of Ember, but I like think that I should go as well.
okay. So another Planetar approaches Thorin and says, in a very musical voice, "Greetings, mortal. I am Suvorvor. I will also grant you bonuses and boons to assist you where you're going." And he like winks at Thorin. "You will need them." And
Thorin winks back and bows.
you can pick two things from Moloshima that he will grant you. So we'll let you look first, and then I'll tell you if you can have it.
because some of the things that normally you wouldn't be able to have, you could actually have. They would just be reduced to like half values. And then the Solar approaches Dimble and Ash and says, "Your gifts and your boons come not from us, but from he that you serve. And he will reveal them to you once you are on the other side."
Fair enough.
He loves working with little
These
mysteries.
boons, I heard you tell Jeremy they're
Don't hold
you can
deities.
use them like
They're unlimited use.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to say that you're triggering them. They just happen if you want them to happen. I mean, you have to tell me that you're doing it, so I understand where the, extra damage is coming from. But
Okay.
like, you don't have to
For
consume any
snowflakes.
resources or anything to do it.
Got it. Got it.
Mine are both passive, so.
My boon is just that I'm built different.
Yeah.
Avishimi had one of the scary ones. Irul's got the stacking. If he attacks the same thing 4 attacks in a row, he's doing an extra like 48 damage. Like his is scary, but Avishimi and Suvorvor, I believe.
Did I take the good ones?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I was like, I figure most of these things are gonna have an AC of 20 or higher, so I probably want to get that.
Like Suvorvor, his bow, if he attacks a ranged attack with his bow within 5 feet, he doesn't attack at disadvantage. And on a crit, all of his dice are maxed. And if he deals a crit, any creature that has less current health than Suvorvor just dies.
How to be a planet.
The Solar looks at Sano and Truvar and says, "And your watch begins now."
Shield. Weapon drawn.
And he motions to the other Solars, or Planetars, and says, "They will guard your companion's body, but their responsibility is not to your life. Their responsibility is to the return of a God-touched soul.
Understood.
May Alkar's grace keep you safe." And then he leaves with the 2 Deva who are outside. And the Planetars remaining in the room take up positions in what you assume would be cardinal directions, with one of them standing directly behind the altar with Oglen's body on it. And they watch and wait for the party to leave.
Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Wait, which one of us is supposed to go in first?
I was looking at multi-attack and weave manipulation.
I'm the leader.
The casting part of it.
Yeah,
And
the final one.
Oh, I forgot to ask him, what happens if we just put a hand in? And then we try to take it back out?
Oh no,
Do the
it's a
hokey pokey and turn
skeleton.
all about.
What if we put our head in, look around, take it back out? Will our head be stuck?
All I can imagine is the first person goes through, gets the laser like Resident
so,
Evil.
Yep.
while you could do that, I would suggest Radiant Fires instead.
Okay.
It's up to you. You won't get the full effect of. Well, actually, I guess you don't really cast a lot of spells because spell slots.
I'm gonna tell you.
So
it's the
because you're a
blast
spellcaster, you can also take her innate spellcasting.
Okay.
If you want. She would grace you with some of that. It's pretty devastating, to be honest. The spells that they can cast. Even the tank casts pretty.
Sure, yeah, so the innate spellcast and you said the multi-attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get the bonuses to your spell save DC. You're probably going to need to keep this.
Okay.
Or take a picture of it. so
I
you
did
at
take a
least-
picture of it, yeah.
Okay, that's
That-
fine then.
take out everyone. And you watch as the two planetars who are to accompany you through the portal approach the portal and step through.
Dimble follows.
Okay, turns.
And Iril, the one who's standing behind the altar with Oglen's body, says, perhaps you should say what you need to say to your companions before you leave. You may not see them again. And he looks at all of you as he says it,
So just checking, but everyone else had their weapons enhanced. Does mine not get enhanced at all, or no?
No, that's why you got spellcaster.
Okay.
Because you only have 2 spell slots, but now you have I don't know if you read the wording, but
Yeah,
each
like
of
10
those.
a day, 6 a day, something like that?
No. So each of those can be cast. So,
Your charisma modifier.
I totally kept those characters.
Oh.
So a fireball, you can cast 10 a day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 10 a day. and then there's
Lightning bolt, you can cast 10 a day. Chromatic orb, you can cast 10 of those a day. So you have 70 spell slots. The catch is that they can only be used for the spells listed. Each of those spells can be cast X number of times.
Okay.
That's who you had, right?
Yeah.
The one that I think.
Well, if no one else is going to talk, I guess I will.
Does he say this before Dimble goes through?
Yeah. Yeah, before Dimble went through, the 2 planetars went through, and then Iril said that you should say whatever needs to be said before you go, because you may not get the chance to do so ever again.
Well, Sano?
And you get the sense that they're not trying to be doom and gloom. They're just trying to be very upfront with what you could be facing and the actual, you shouldn't be doing this with levity. You should be taking it very serious. It's a, literal destruction of your mortal soul.
Oh,
No afterlife, no returning, no resurrection spells. This is it.
well, in the sad event that I do die, you were a good cook. Name a dish after me or something. Trugar, you have my loot.
I read that book.
If I don't come back in 48 hours, it's yours. So enjoy that. If I don't make it back, but if I do make it back, I want I'll take it back. Thorn, I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
I will not miss your playing.
Well, that's the end of the line. And he walks through the portal.
Stupid. That is weird. I love it.
Trugar, I hold no ill will towards you. And if we were not to return, I know you'd be a fine leader for those that do.
Thank you.
Carry on the fighting spirits and the good nature of the World Walkers.
I will do my utmost to make sure the World Walkers' name and guild prosper.
You're not bad.
In my office, there's a safe under my bed with notes and a journal, should I not return. About the stories, being the only surviving original member, let not the baby beginnings of our guild be forgotten amongst our members.
I will ensure that it is done.
Sano's saying too. If you want to say anything.
Sano,
Kiss your mother for me.
don't die.
That's the goal.
Because if I go through all this shit and I'm coming back to soul and there's no body to put it in, I'm going to make a body to put it in.
Well,
Or if there's an angry dragon out here, you're going to be angry about that.
fair enough. I'll try not to die.
That's
And
actually
these
why.
scales guard me.
That's actually why. I knew there was a reason, I just couldn't remember it.
Okay.
I'll walk up to Sana and heavy hand on shoulder. We haven't talked much. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. But you're a damn good cook from what I've seen. Brisket. If you feed Ember brisket, she'll enjoy it. Maybe still kill you, but enjoy you at least.
Weren't you here for the mushroom soup incident? He is not always good.
Stick to brisket.
I don't think it was, actually.
That wasn't. Walking up to Trugar, I'm gonna give him more of a, like what I know as like an orc honor kind of shake.
Okay.
I don't know your past, but I know your present, and I know your intentions. And if I do make it back, I will help you find your husband. That you have my honor on.
And if you do not make it back, I will make sure Ember stays safe and prospers.
Stay strong. Alright, let's do this!
Is it Ash's turn now?
Thumbs up.
So it's just you and me left.
I think so.
Well, I'm not gonna sound cocky or anything, but I'll be back. I'll be back. You can count on that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If it's gonna roll like that when I attack you, maybe.
Well, I know we don't embrace in this group much, but I'd like to hug you guys before we leave. And I go to Sana and I give him a big hug.
And then you drag him in the portal with you. You're home!
And then I go over to Trugar and be like, come here. And give you no one arm. I want a full 2-arm, no side hug, full frontal hug.
Christian side hug.
I did a hug. Yeah.
Roll for arousal.
You can expect me back in a few days. And if not, don't cover up my embarrassing moments, but just downplay them a little bit.
They will be downplayed with tales of other people doing stupider things.
Yeah, just remember what Matteo did too.
I'm shooting a rope.
And I'll be out of here. And hopefully you guys find Alcar while you're out here. Hopefully he's kind to you. And these planetars too. I hope they're nice to you as well. And stop calling you cowards and stuff. Because I believe in you guys. And I hope you believe in me too. Farewell now.
That I do. Farewell.
So I guess it's like my turn or something now. So like, we plan on making it back, but if that doesn't happen, if you could like make a nice brew back at the guild hall, that'd be awesome to honor us. And yeah, you keep cooking. You're good at it. You'll get better.
You have no other
And I
qualities.
guess
You're just a cook guy.
Hey, that's what I was here for.
he's also got pretty skills. I guess last thing I have to say is a bit of advice I was given. And then he is going to say, in Giant, sometimes you just have to smash your problems.
And to everybody who doesn't speak giant, it literally sounds like kind of sounds like something stuck in his throat.
He said this to me once.
But Errol, behind Oglen's body, he laughs.
He said this to me once. I'm pretty sure.
Or
he
just
needs to
like,
go to
he
the
gets
bathroom.
it. And he walks to the portal, ready to head in when everyone else does.
That's everyone.
And Sana comes back out of the, Matteo comes back out of the portal. He's like,
Gotcha.
I forgot to leave my
No,
phone."
Matteo comes back. He's like, that was a lot of nope.
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 I'm out. Y'all can keep the
Find
sword.
something
I'm
to do,
out.
and you get in there.
So, Sano and Trugar watch as the planetars all look at one another, and Errol, the one behind the altar, says, "Would you mortals care to make wagers about which of your friends don't return?"
I wager that they all return.
What do you wager?
My soul.
Eternal servitude. One high five.
One Oglen
Well,
soul.
Thor left me this bear trap.
I pull out a silver coin out of my pocket and go, let's make this a gentleman's bet. And I place the one silver coin right next to Thorin's head.
Oglen's head.
I was like, wait, I'm dead?
I was like, wait, did I miss combat?
Through the portal.
Rest in peace, Thorin.
You already lost the bet.
There's nothing wrong with him, but apparently there is.
You're just napping.
Because their safe return is worth a mountain of gold.
And we really put a price tag on our heads.
Yeah.
She just said we're priceless.
Well, that's why I did a silver piece, not a single gold piece. I didn't have any copper pieces for the whole priceless thing.
And you watch as another piece of silver materializes next to it. And he nods at you approvingly. Lyeska.
Santa just pulls out one of his knives and cuts off a lock of his hair and just says, I mean, whatever this is worth for you.
All of them try to back through the wall away from you.
they said, I'm out.
Done. This guy's weird. And one's like, he did eat his mother.
He did.
So Santa bets a lot to hair. Okay.
You never know. Angel hair could be like worth a lot. That'd be some like
It's good.
massive potion, bro.
None of them cut their hair off.
Ah.
Because none of them have hair.
Cut
They're all
your
bald,
scales off,
you
bro.
see all
Cut your
these-
scales
They're
off.
all bald, even the women.
This was never explained.
Yeah.
See, I thought they had hair down to their ass cheeks. That's how I envisioned them.
That's why,
The Solar does.
that's why Brudall was attracted to her. She's
Yeah.
bald.
Ball. I like ball. They just have angel hair pasta coming out of the top of their heads. Really thin
It's
spaghetti.
kind of like Play-Doh.
The Minotaurs actually have no hair
Right.
on their head. It's like they're
They're
bald.
I wish this was.
They're fresh out of prison.
Would you like to change for a wager? It
I'd
would be
take
really
one of my-
awesome if you did change your feature.
So I take out one of my daggers, not my chakram, but one of my daggers, and I say
Okay.
Bet your
50%.
chakra.
So you put just a generic dagger.
Yeah, just a generic
Okay.
dagger now.
Generic on the Dagger Man.
Should go with the chakra man. That's what I say.
So the angel who who spoke to Matteo and blessed his rapier, she says, just a dagger. That's quite a statement. And another dagger appears on the altar. But this dagger doesn't look like your dagger. It looks very well made and embellished, golden handled with maybe some ivory and ebony in the pommel and handle. And if you roll perception, you might see something else.
Oh, wrong card.
Can be your own
My
user.
perception is plus 14. What?
That was a 7. So 12.
Okay. And you can't make out what it is, but it looks as if there's some kind of writing in the blade.
He says, haha, you can't
What if-
read this. In whatever language he is to.
Huh?
You didn't say what you're betting on.
I said I bet.
Well, no, Errol asked if they would like to bet against the return of their
Well, how many?
companions. All of them. All of them.
He said all of them.
No, it's just all.
Oh.
Yeah. Trugar set when Trugar spoke and said what he said, he set the...
Oh, I set the bet. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, I didn't know. I set the bet.
Yeah, I
I
would
would
say
have
that he could
definitely
be like,
betted
I
against
think
Matteo.
Ash isn't going to return or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Wait a
think
minute.
one or more.
I got 50 gold per mortal that returns.
That's stonks right there.
Stomp.
Only Oglen.
Not gonna let you know.
It's like saving
Skylar.
Private Ryan.
You should really, really hope they all return.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna be losing the dagger.
I mean,
Well, his is just a regular old generic dagger, but the one on the table is not.
That's a
That's why I said he should go with the chakra one. Think about how much more that would have been.
I know, but I like that shotgun a little bit too much. And I was like, if they don't, I'll go.
Yeah, what if you guys fuck up?
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
He doesn't want to lose his
And
shotgun.
hopefully we go home and he goes big.
He's not gonna. Why would he bet that? I'm on the mission.
So when
Exactly.
so when the Solar made that bet, had they already gone through the portal?
Oh, it's a planetary.
Oh, planetary with the planetary.
It was one of the ones remaining behind.
Was everyone already through the portal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did it. I gotcha. Well, if I'd like to rewind time a couple seconds, right as Thorn's about to go through, I'll be like, I'll make an alcoholic kombucha.
And Thorin's just like, he's walking backwards to the portal. Oh, alcoholic!
Thorn's like, oh man, do I really want to? That sounds really good.
I'm gonna taste that first.
Can I taste something?
They are all right. That's actually the fact.
How much time do I left?
2 hours.
8 minutes. So I can start it.
What time is it?
Oh, it is
7:33.
7:33.
Okay, we're gonna take another break.
Okay.
No, the bird. That's good.
Get our thoughts in order.
I have
because
to
I
pee.
also need to go to the bathroom actually.
Yes, indeed.
Because we are definitely going to 9:30 tonight, I think.
Oh, yeah,
there won't
make it
be-
10.
I don't know.
I hope not.
10:30.
I'm already suffering withdrawal
1
from
in
my
the
puppy.
morning! No, half the food.
What?
1 in the morning!
Give me a
Fuck
favor.
your future.
I love the lime sorbet.
At work, I made a vegan caramel apple sorbet.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Really? Without that kind of dairy?
I used coconut milk.
Oh, okay. Probably would be good.
I was told that the caramel that I made tasted like Girl Scout Samoas.
Makes sense with coconut milk.
I still want some lime sorbet. I need to really get you money one day and get you some lime sorbet.
I'm struggling here.
How hard can it be to stack dice, Tyler?
Look, okay, I have shaky hands.
I'll do it fast.
I have brain damage, okay? I'm sorry.
Are we back recording?
Yep. Okay.
Almost right.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back.
So unfortunately, Skylar and Will don't really get to, and Richard don't really get to participate a whole lot in any RP that goes on, because your characters are here for one thing, and that's to slay demons and devils. They don't care about any of this shit that's being talked about by the party. They are, however, bound to follow the instructions of Dimble. So if Dimble tells them to do a thing, they need to do that thing.
Do the hokey pokey.
And then turn yourself about.
That's what it's all
is
about.
What it's all about.
Tell them to talk about their feelings.
No.
So while you can discuss things with them tactically, your characters don't really have like an emotional involvement in this. Like they're actually here for themselves.
They're in it to
Because
win it.
if they succeed, then they could ascend to the angelic choirs and become a solar.
They can almost be just built different as me.
When are you leaving the table again? Like when are you leaving? Damn, not soon enough.
IOAEL.
So, the landscape, as you guys step through the portal and you stand there, is barren. It's gray. And even though it's gray and it feels dark, it is still well lit, but the lighting is like more fire oriented. It's more reddish.
Thorin's kind of got like a creepy smile on his face. Like he looks happy because he's like, I've never been to a place like this before. Neat. Like he doesn't say that out loud, but you just kind of look. Like anyone looking at him will be like, what? This is not a good place.
And everyone can roll perception. Except for the 3 planetars. You guys will just automatically see this. So it doesn't go anywhere.
You got eyes.
40.
17?
40?
Yeah, 40, and then a 0. So.
What? Perception.
Oh, perception, not
Oh,
percentage.
my bad.
Thank you, somebody else, for catching that. I just couldn't put that math together.
18.
Okay. Whew.
28.
Thanks for that, Andrew. That just really fucked me up. He's like 40. I'm like, this like At least a plus 20. What? He broke
67?
me. Actually broke me for like a minute. And I'm like,
The best I could get is a fucking planar is 35.
I'm just.
I think I heard person. They just finished it.
So, anybody who rolled higher than a 15, you notice that the road that you're standing on, it's about 15 feet wide in most places. It does shrink down to like 5 in a couple of places ahead of you, and it does go as wide as like 20 in a few places. Like, so it doesn't look like it has a solid width that you can, assume it's always going to have. So you realize that you have to be careful, and you notice that just away, 5 to 10 feet away from the edge of the road, there does appear to be like a chattering noise. And you do see like small shapes moving about along the ground.
Shing. Well, this will probably be handy to have.
But they all seem to be staying well clear of the road itself.
Remember to stay on the path.
Whoever's leading needs to call out when the path gets more narrow. No one makes mistakes. Not today. Not here.
Well, I think to be on the safe side, try to stay towards the center of the road. When they say stay on the center of the road, stay on the road. That means don't even reach off of the path and touch the ground. I've seen that can cost some people some digits before.
I wonder who that one is.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, I almost turned in, but I remember that was.
Whose characters were there for that? Just Dimble.
Just Dimble.
Roll me a history check.
History check?
Or intelligence, you can use either.
I don't have history, so just the intelligence.
I'm sure
17?
like the rest of us would have heard about Black Ground or something like that.
Seeing and hearing about it are different. You said 17. So, do you notice that there are patches of the ground outside of the road that actually look really similar to that ground that Radford touched?
I'll point it out. Like, especially patches like that, avoid. It literally will eat flesh.
Oh, I'm gonna stay on this path, so yeah.
So let's follow the yellow brick road and go.
Yep. That's the plan.
I need everyone except for the Planetars to make DC 12 Wisdom saving throws.
Oh, wait.
What did you
11.
expect? What did you expect, honestly?
I got an 11.
He's built different.
Yeah. I was like, oh, 10. I totally passed. And I'm like, oh, I only have a plus 1.
Built dumb.
Don't you have like Halfling or something?
Huh?
Why has no one said that until just now? I don't understand. That's such an obvious grip to make.
I've been saving you for the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was the right time. Have an inspiration
Thank you.
on your actual character sheet.
Anyone Paladin?
Oh, thank you.
So, everybody who passed, you notice like the hair on your neck stand up, but it subsides pretty quickly. Matteo, on the other hand, feels like he's being followed and watched. Like to the point that it's a little unsettling, and then he's looking over his shoulder every couple of minutes. And anybody who's near him notices that he keeps looking over his shoulder.
Question. Do you mind
Keep
if we
track that you failed that roll.
Do you mind if we establish marching order through here with like team?
Or is it important?
It isn't?
It's not really important right now.
Oh.
How many planetars are with this?
There are 3.
Okay.
2. 3.
3.
3. Yeah, Richard, Will, and Skylar are all playing Planetars.
If we were going to decide that, I'd say we go, Walker, angel person, Walker, angel person, Walker, angel person.
I mean, having it prearranged is not a bad idea. It's not really important at this exact point next to the portal.
Okay. I guess we keep walking. No one's that concerned about Matteo.
So, the Roshnor, Skylar, would actually be in the lead.
Okay.
Because he's the literal tank. Like, he's the tanky boy. Like, it's literally been his MO. He's like the actual leader of the Planetars.
Oh, okay.
So he would be in the lead. Like, he's sworn to serve Dimble as well, to serve Dimble and Ash in their quest. But, you know, he would definitely pull out ahead of the group and start leading the way.
Alright, so
Dimble, if you do not mind, I would like to stand in the head.
Yes.
Let the big man take the front. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's not how they talk.
oh.
Did you ever hear any of them talk like that?
Hey, naughty, no, I'm gonna take the lead.
Yeah, already like unyielding. Like
They're very stoic.
Dimble, if you do not mind, I would love to take the lead here.
No, there's an inflection in your voice still. When you love.
I would love to stay.
This is like trying to point out to Chandler Bing that he has some. Sorry, it's too funny. Some love.
Dimble, I shall lead.
Dimble, I shall lead.
If you allow it.
He's good. We're good.
We're just fucking with you, man.
God.
You're good boys.
You take the first shot. Let's
Dimble's
go.
just like looking up at this like 10-foot tall thing. Okay.
Cool. Alright.
I'll stay behind you. That works for me.
All right, and then we shall walk forward onto these lands and take back what we want.
I think I realize why this one didn't speak as much as the others.
I thought we were supposed to stay away from the lands and stick on the road.
I mean, walk onto these lands, you know, through the land.
So keep in mind that the three of you who are playing Planetars actually have flight speed. So you could fly or walk. It's completely up to you.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, yo, can I?
I don't think they would deign to carry you.
Alright, this is gonna sound crazy, but throw me.
Was that an Incredibles reference?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Fastball special!
So, as you travel, you notice that off in the distance, you can occasionally hear screams and sometimes laughter. Like the entire range of like audible emotion can be heard as you're traveling down this road. And some of the denizens occasionally come a little close to the road, and you watch as whatever magic has created the road seems to prevent them from actually stepping on the road. And it seems as if it does some kind of damage to them. They pull away reflexively, almost as like when you burn yourself on a pot or you know, over a burner on the stove or an open flame of a fire.
Oh, this makes me feel much better. They can't hurt us in here.
They cannot hurt us in here. Others may very well be able to.
Maybe. Hopefully not.
No.
Let's just keep our spirits high.
Roll percentile.
Isn't it really creepy when you hear the kids scream?
78.
Yeah, so Matteo's starting to feel a little more unsettled.
Just do what you do best, buddy, and stay out of combat.
He's not afraid yet, but
Just
definitely feels like somebody's walking on his grave.
Can I?
I'm not too fond with all this like screaming and laughing. Could I like do something about this? Would everyone be cool with this?
Would Matteo try to hide this from others?
probably not.
Like would he try to hide his...
Not actively.
Okay, you can roll insight.
You got a 15.
Yeah, you notice that something's up with Matteo, but you're not really sure what.
I'll stick around him then.
Okay. So you can stab him before he betrays you.
Stab him.
And it's safe to assume all the Planetars recognize this with our passive insight of 30.
None of them
We don't
actually care.
Okay.
Like as far as the planetars are concerned, these mortals are just a tool.
Okay.
You're bound to serve Dimble and protect them as best you can, but unless you feel necessary, you don't have to expend your actual spark to do so.
Okay. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So can I do something about this, like, sound stuff? Is everyone cool with that or no?
I think it's best we only use magic when absolutely necessary. I think it's just as ambience as a bird chirping in our world, and something we'll just have to grow accustomed to hearing.
Fair enough.
Think of it like a song, a song where people are just screaming all the time. It's called Screamo.
Wow, I'm gonna make that a music genre when I get back.
Please don't.
Brudall can take 500 damage.
Well, I'm gone.
He just like
Just
fades away.
Just exploded. And all
Yeah,
the
we
little
lost the bet.
Oh, yeah. I have to actually make it my goal to make this harder now.
Wait a
Because of the
minute.
bet.
This isn't hell or the abyss. It's super punishing to those who make puns hell.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
It's punishment.
Oh.
So they never,
5,000 damage awarded to you, sir.
they never really gave us the name of this place.
Do you have any inspiration? Not anymore.
They never really gave us a name to this place. Maybe we should call
The
it...
If I
place
did,
between-
you'll give me one just to take it away.
Yeah, but that's kind of boring. What about like the depths?
I like the place between.
I hope you don't like it. It's a little unsettling.
I mean, okay. If you want, you can smite him. It's okay.
It's okay, Matteo. They're not gonna get you. They go for the biggest ones first.
That's good to know.
So what?
He looks at his like 2 foot
Keeping in
tall.
mind that most of the mortals can only travel at about 30 feet every few seconds, what pace is Arashnor's setting?
He's going at a mortal walking pace, but he seems irritated by it.
Okay, so for anybody who knows where his name came from, I will give you 5 instant inspiration if you know.
What's his name?
Urashnor.
I mean, you named him.
Oh.
No, I named him from something though.
Rashmore. It's a character in Skyrim, isn't it?
Not that I know of.
It is now.
So does everybody give up?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
Do I
from
get to
Doom.
phone a friend?
No,
He's from
Is
Doom.
it from Warhammer?
no.
Okay, then no.
So
Not
it's
from WoW,
actually
is it?
near the end of the Book of Dune.
No, never.
I said Dune.
The Lady Jessica tells her son when he's about to fight a duel to the death with somebody that the word sound used to prepare somebody for things like this was Urashnor.
I actually was gonna read that book, and I'm mad that I didn't.
I just love the way it sounds. So
Do I get 5 inspiration?
you do not.
I said
I did
Dune.
not hear you say Dune.
We're gonna go back to
I
the
didn't
recording.
say it either, but Richard's the only one that can truly stick up for Jeremy.
We had a recording, so
I thought you said Doom.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
we'll go back to the recording and we'll see. We'll see. I will get that 5 inspiration.
You might have to trade it for PowerPoints.
That's funny.
I will get that.
So the landscape doesn't seem to really vary very much. Oh, I hate the way that sounds. As you travel, it seems bleak and barren, and you do see like fires off in the distance, and what maybe looks like hastily erected like buildings. But even the ones in the direction that you're traveling, you don't ever seem to get closer to as you're walking. They always seem to stay at the horizon.
Then we'll look around. And can I roll a history check or something to see if this reminds me of the time that I was in a plane similar to this when Alcar was talking to me while I was walking and not getting closer to anything?
Yeah. It is not. The colors are actually very vibrant here. The reds are very red, the oranges are very orange. The place that you went, the place that all souls go, when they first pass into the next life. Everything is just muted.
Okay.
It's a fugue playing. This, compared to that, gives you the impression that all of the good are muted, but the bad or the questionable are made more vibrant. So all of the colors that somebody might associate with evil, or all of the sounds that one might associate with not good things, are made louder and more.
What does the area overhead look like? What color?
Gray.
Okay.
There's no like point of light or anything like that. No moon or
I
something.
didn't want to call it sky because clearly.
Just for brevity's sake, or just for simplicity's sake, it's okay to call it the sky. Because it does look like a sky. It just doesn't have any clouds or lights or anything like that in it. It just looks, gray. I guess since you did look at the sky, you do see streaks of red or yellow. Sometimes that almost look like lightning, but there's no sound associated with it.
Would this Planetar know if healing touch would cure Matteo of his jitteriness?
No, nothing that any of them can do would. Yeah, this is like think of it as like an affliction of the soul.
That's good to know.
The streaks don't.
But you don't know it.
No, I don't, but still.
Don't. What is it? Resemble the break in the weave at all
No.
that we saw, did we? Okay.
No, they literally just look like lightning strikes.
Okay.
But they never seem to touch the ground.
And I guess Thorn's like less talkative than normal. Like he's trying to steel himself and like keep the dark.
Cool. Everybody give me another wisdom saving throw. DC 13 this time.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Planetar's included?
Epic
No.
fail.
Just,
I'm gonna spend some
I hope you don't fail 3 times in a row, because then you're just dead.
Okay, I got it. I rerolled. We're good. There goes my 1 inspiration. I could have 5.
20?
Yeah.
It doesn't offer anything special. Just a pass.
Just makes me feel better.
It should.
11.
Cool. So now Brudall feels like he's being stalked by something.
Mateo's looking at me.
Matteo still feels that way. It just doesn't feel any worse than it has.
Just constantly, like, every few steps looking to the left or right. Checking the side of the road.
Even behind him, it just feels like something is actually like haunting him.
I'm going to make sure that Matteo is in front of me while we're walking.
Okay. Roll perception. Everyone else can roll perception as well.
25.
Did you notice that every time you slow down or something, Brudall slows slower than you?
26.
Brudall, you're giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Ow. Just don't trust the area, don't trust you. It adds up.
Oh, your plan, I forgot.
Anybody who rolled higher than like a 10 notices this weird exchange going on.
Guys, it's like this place. You just gotta steel yourselves. Like, get in, get out, and then like we're done. Like normally I'm all about the journey, but like, yeah.
I agree. This is definitely a place where the destination is more important than getting there.
I mean, lightning's neat, but
I'm trying to decide how in character would be for me to like spook Matteo.
And then Matteo just stabs him.
I would say not very. You trying to go with alcohol?
Yeah, I feel like Dimble and Ash would be, I don't know whose foot that was, but I'm sorry. Would be super serious right now, very stern faced. Like this is You know, you were literally just told that if you fail and you die here, your soul is pretty much stuck here forever, unless mortals undertake a willing quest to retrieve them.
We get Oglen back, but we lose Dimble, and then we're like, all right, time to do round 2.
Yep.
Oh, so then it was just, why are you two slowing down? We got somewhere to go.
Yeah, place gives me the creeps a little bit, yeah.
That should be a reason you speed up, not slow down.
Good point.
It's special. It's so special. Oh, this is like free RP time, guys.
So, anyone got any secrets they want to let out in case they die?
I'm not in the middle of a demon plane. Do I want to share secrets?
Your deepest, darkest secret?
No, I advise everyone else against it as well.
How about we share our happiest moments?
I do have one thing I'd like to say though. I know there's several of you that like to point out the fact that you've been going with us, but don't consider yourself a world walker. That no longer applies. You're here with us now. You definitely are for life a world walker. Whether you stay with the guild for the long term or not, you have a spot with us. So no one going to hear that I am not, because you are. The fact that you are here is proof enough of that.
World walkers.
Man, it's all us new guys, too.
Yeah. So, what do you think happens?
And Thorin tries to grab for his kombucha, and he's like, oh yeah. Because like, it's like Dwarf walkers, he's like, yeah, oh, forgot my kombucha.
So, what do you think Oglen's going to be like after we rescue him?
Tortured.
I hope
Probably happy that he's rescued.
So, of all of the planetars, Yoel would actually have the most insight into this, because she has been on a quest similar to this more than once.
And I just want to make sure I understand. Like you said that we shouldn't roleplay a lot as planetars, but you don't mind if we
There's
jump in?
not a whole lot of emotion in
Okay.
planetars until it comes to fighting fiends, in which case they are single-minded in fury
Okay.
and body.
Okay. So then, AOL might pick up and say, the Oglen that you know is gone. We will recover his soul, but his life will never be the same. I can sense now even the effect that this place is having on you. We've been here moments. His soul has been tortured for a lifetime.
And to you guys, it's been like maximum a day and a half since he died.
So time is different. You're trying to lie? I'm confused.
Nay, but when you are tortured, time feels eternal.
That makes sense.
So, like, what did they do to him?
It is best not to trouble yourself with such things.
I
We have a
don't think
mission.
with like spooked people, that's a good idea to go over.
Alkar's mercy has shown us the path. I suggest that we walk it.
Or hover it, as you guys are doing.
Put your faith in Alcor, and all will be revealed.
Do prayers work down here?
You're not walking.
Do you guys think prayers work down here? Or maybe they get lost.
For those devout enough, they work anywhere.
Maybe. No? As he's walking. Yandala, please, 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 let me get out of here alive.
Who are you praying to?
The halfling, like.
Yandala is the chief deity of the Halfling pantheon.
Well, I think your last.
It would not be a name that would like spark hate or anger from anybody else.
Yeah, who doesn't like
because
that?
let's be clear. I know that John, when he was role playing Offberg, he made it seem like if he didn't believe in Alcar, it wasn't okay. That is most definitely not what this world is like. The world is very cosmopolitan in that as long as you're worshipping a non-asshole deity, a non-evil deity, you can worship whatever you want.
It kind of catches Dimble by surprise. He's choosing to pray on the Alcar quest, but not praying to Alcar.
Which makes sense. I just wanted to make sure you understand that it wasn't like an insta, I'm going to stab you in your face kind of thing.
Well,
I didn't want you starting to spell infidel this and infidel that, because it's not.
That kind of catches me surprised, but you know, they were on here quest for Alcar, and you're bringing in other gods, but you know, what the heck, it doesn't help. Bring in all the extra power you can.
Oh yeah, let's hope.
May all the gods help us. Now, the sooner we get to Oglen, the better. Sounds like he's not in a good place, and we don't want any. We just need to get there now.
So, since what they said about.
Hey, give me DC 14 wisdom saving throws.
This is
Right in the middle of my RP, man.
If you have failed once, this roll is at disadvantage.
Bro.
I have unyielding presence. All allies within 60 feet of Ashranen gain a bonus to all saving throws equal to my charisma modifier.
I wish I would have knew that when I
This is not.
Oh, this is against any spell or ability.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, I was like, I wish I would have known that during the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
That
what.
will come into play.
What was the DC?
14. Well,
I'm not making it either.
3.
well, 18? It's about time.
Wow. Oh shit.
So Thorin
I got it the first time.
is
Damn it.
watching as all of the other mortals with him start like looking over their shoulders and fidgeting and they look really sketchy. They're like the people that the guards watch is how they're acting right now. Matteo notices.
I'm getting flashbacks to staring into that pool all over again.
Was it Thorin who stared into that?
No, but it was Itzim, and everyone else started failing, and he's the only one that's like, yep, gonna still do this.
Yeah. It's too bad none of those characters are left.
Yeah.
No, Dimble's left. Didn't he still?
Well, there's some pretty interesting information that he could have gotten if he stuck around a little longer that would help him here. And Matteo notices off to the right, off of the road, there's what appears to be a pile of treasure and weapons just laying there. And contrary to the rest of the terrain and the landscape, they look very inviting. And that was Brudall's first failure, right?
No, that was the second.
Okay. So, off to the right as well, Brudall sees what appears to be a throne made of the bones of humans and elves. And there appears to be an orc, a female, beckoning him towards her.
Matteo looks at the treasure.
So I need you both to roll percentiles to see if you attempt to go over there.
Since I'm walking with Matteo, if he does walk, can I use my reaction to grab him by the collar?
We'll see.
I don't know if this is good or bad. 98. I hope it's good.
11.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Well,
Or maybe this is one of those rolls where you're going to be as close to 50 as you can be.
Maybe.
Don't you love that I don't follow the standard rules for dice?
Say no. Say no.
I mean, it's the truth. Nobody loves it. The unpredictability has got to be terrible for you guys. So some of you watch as Matteo starts veering closer and closer to the edge of the road. And he seems to be doing it in such a way that he's trying not to draw attention to himself. And you watch as he stops, as some of you keep going, and looks really closely for a minute and kind of shakes his head like no, like maybe not, and then keeps walking. Brudall, on the other hand, full on stops and starts to step out off of the road.
I'm gonna try and stop him because I imagine that I was behind him.
And fixed on his face looks to be like just a look of pure fury. Like he's going somewhere that he knows is his, and you're in his way now.
Guys, I might need some help here.
Who said that? Oh, it was you.
I like you, Thorin. Don't get in my way right now.
Get in his way!
She doesn't want
And
you.
the Planetars, you know that you aren't actually permitted to interfere with this.
Okay,
Just about
to ask.
Remember what they said, stay on the road.
You
If you step off that road, you're gonna lose
as
Ember.
much a test of self
And everything else that's
of
important to you.
willpower as it is of collecting
What
a
if they're
soul.
ordered by Dimble?
Man, I was trying to do some RP and then
you're-
roll, and I was like, damn. I RP stopped.
The
So,
most that your help could be would be fighting anything that came for somebody.
with Thorin bringing up Ember.
What your response should be would be that this is a battle that you must face alone.
Thorin bringing up Ember, would that be like a Martha situation?
You rolled an 11, so no.
Okay. Ember can join me there. We can be victorious over there.
This isn't the place you want to be victorious in. You know that.
Brudall watches.
You know that.
Brudall watches as a smaller orc walks around from behind the throne, and it actually appears to be a smaller version of him, almost as if it's his offspring.
That is the life I was deserved.
It's not here.
To
Whatever you see.
theaters, that's just something that he sees. And
No, it's just something he sees.
Whatever you see, guy, it's not there.
Even Matteo, who saw the treasure, doesn't see the throne.
That's what I figured. I figured they didn't see the treasure. And
I don't regret this, but I know that Brew would do this.
Dimble's going to use message, seeing that he's not responding to him, and say, Brew, it's just an illusion. None of us else can see it. It's no more real than the parlor tricks I pull around the campfires to entertain.
Brudall immediately remembers that Dimble is a servant of Alcar and all of the things he's been told about Alcar and the Empire.
I'm gonna rest my axe on my shoulder. Dimble, you don't see a throne.
No, there's no throne there.
Nobody's out there.
There's something out there, but you can't really see what's out there.
Nothing but demons and evil spirits ready to claim anybody foolish enough to step off the road.
You gotta let out a snarl and trust Dimble.
He doesn't have to roll percentile to walk away.
You can do it.
Say no to growth.
Fuck out,
hey, you couldn't like wear me as a backpack or something so I don't go running off.
I'm gonna get new dice for the next roll. If there is one, 26.
If there is one.
Brudall takes 2 steps into off of the road, and you immediately watch as where's the page? As 10 or 20 of these fleshy blobs on the ground
Show over here.
reach for him.
And then yes.
Can I try a contested strength check to pull it back? Like while not stepping off the road?
It'll be a disadvantage if you're attempting to avoid being pulled off the road.
Okay. And are the Planetars allowed to engage those things now, or we have to wait until
Only
the
once
enemies
they've
come
actually been engaged.
onto the plane? Okay.
No, if they attack,
Then we can leave
then
the
you
path
can
to help.
literally attack
Okay.
them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you guys aren't bound to stay on the path.
Right. Okay.
You're not mortals. You're
Okay.
not mortal souls.
Okay.
They are bound to stay on the path. They could be lost forever.
So our flesh will not get immediately eaten by the black floor ground.
Well, you float.
Yeah.
You can float off on the ground. So.
They're different.
You're built different.
Yeah.
Resisting Gordon. Resist.
Literally built different.
Yeah.
Gordon resisted.
Yeah.
Roll
I got-
me strength at advantage. Athletics, actually.
I got 17.
Because Brudall is super focused on what's in front of him. This is what he's wanted his entire life. This is why he left his tribe.
I hate that you switched to athletics. That's a 21.
You rolled a 17. He drags Thorin out off of the road.
Now, as soon as I start getting dragged off, I'm letting go.
Okay.
I'm not.
Roll me a d20. Let's see if you react fast enough.
What is it, reflex?
10 or higher.
12.
Okay. So you watch as Thorin grabs, but as soon as it's clear Thorin can't actually stop Brudall, Thorin lets go, and when he lets go, he's literally at the edge of the path. And Brudall is now like 5 feet into the gray blandness. And none of the Lemurs have come after him yet, but they are waiting for him to cross some threshold, or for him to get further away from something, or closer to them. You're not really sure. Brudall, however, is now halfway to his throne.
Okay.
And the woman kind of does a really odd bow. Something that really isn't prevalent in orc culture. That's very prevalent in like the more civilized kingdoms, which Brudall has aspired to establish. And it's up closer. The kid is very much looks like a mix of Brudall and this female orc. And Brudall notices skulls hanging as trophies from some of the spikes on the throne, and they seem to be skulls of all of the species that Brudall feels hold the green-skinned species down. Maybe another percentile.
Oh man.
So
After that, I'm going to try one other thing.
we cannot engage the.
Until they engage.
Yeah. But at this point, can Aola take to the sky and?
Well, I imagine you were all like floating along. right now.
Yeah, and just sort of
So, that's 96.
follow him
He sits in the front.
about 60 feet off the ground.
So you watch as Brudall sits on something, and then you realize that what he's actually sitting on is a chair made of lemurs, and they grab hold of him. And you hear like a gleeful, terrible laughter, and you watch as they pull Brudall into the giant puddle of them.
Into their
So now the planetars are free to actually.
I will rush forward and cast Fireball.
Okay.
As this is happening,
Wait, before I do that, are they fiends?
Yeah.
They are? Okay. I cast Fireball on all the Lemurs.
Lemurs.
Okay.
Like lemur, but less monkey-like.
I'm gonna roll one saving throw for all of them. I'm not rolling for 20 damage. They all presumably fail because they get a -3 to Dex.
Oh, and it's Celestial Radiant Fire, so they all take maximum radiant damage for it.
And they have like, they're like CR 1/8 creatures.
So I will go
right?
ahead and roll 11 d6s right now.
You might not have to.
He has to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if he rolled ones, they'd all still
They
be
could
alive.
alive. Oh, okay. Just don't roll once.
Roll 11 d6s.
as this is going down, Matteo's taking out his hempen rope and tying it to his
1, 2,
waist,
2, 5,
and he
5,
hands it
6,
to
so a
Ash.
total of 40.
Smart.
They're
That's
not all
you.
ones, obviously.
You watch as Maloshima
And
extends
you're like-
her hand and points at this pile of bodies. You do need to make the dexterity saving throw. Maloshima doesn't have, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't have anything that lets her allow.
It's a wizard thing, and I know what you're talking about, essentially.
Sorcerer thing.
Yeah.
And you do, but you didn't say you were using it, so he has to make the save too.
The sculpt
It was
spell.
a 10.
Manipulation?
And he's got you've got resistance to fire.
It's a wizard
right now,
subclass
yeah?
where essentially
Yes.
it's elemental bending where I can make my allies not be the effect of
Angelic magic.
angelic magic. Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of careful spells for sorcerers.
Mass casting, healing touch. Okay. So because I failed to do that one, obviously out of character, my plan was whatever damage you take, healing touch, you're back to full health.
Right.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
He's got resistance to fire, right?
Did you pass?
Yes, no, it was a 10.
Okay, so
But
you didn't
I
yeah,
do
the
have
DC is
resistance.
22, I believe.
I do have resistance to fire.
So you take
20.
you pass, so 20, so 10.
How many were there again? Like 15 or 20?
I didn't actually have a specific number. It was like 10 or 20 between something. Are you really writing that down?
Am I not allowed to see them?
I mean, why would you care about that?
Okay, so I took 10 damage.
Because I'm trying to take good notes for my next recap.
Good news.
Gordon, did you catch me tying the rope and handing it to Ash?
I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, by the way, anything the planetars kill, you don't get experience for.
Oh, womp.
I get the experience. Something cool.
That's a big
What
one.
if they wound and I kill?
Yeah.
No, if they do the majority of the damage to the thing, you don't get it.
Oh, damn it.
Because I'm an asshole and this is Dungeons and Dark Souls.
Dungeons
See,
and Dark.
it doesn't matter along the journey what happens, it matters when we get back. That's
Right.
when the real XP is.
Yeah, that's right.
We XP'd this.
Well, even if you don't get XP, the bonuses that your characters who went on the journey can get are pretty.
I haven't gotten XP in 5 months. I want
In
XP.
5 months.
It has been 5
It's
months.
been a long time.
Camera time.
Oh, camera time.
Camera time.
Stop. Camera time.
8:22.
Okay.
In the session with Brudall trapped in the fucking abyss.
In a pile of goo.
Stuff like this is why I require backstories for characters, so that I can use that against you. And if you give me like a Mary Sue backstory, I'll just kill your character anyway.
My character was born with everything right and everything perfect.
And if you came to me, with
I was told
an
that I
absurd character, I'd kill it too. Does anybody not get that reference? The absurd character.
Absurd.
Absurd.
Oh, the level 1 and
The level 1 in there.
In every class.
Shout out to Puffin
I want to know,
Force.
can I multi-class? Well, yes, sir, in everything.
I love how the DM didn't just say no. It was like, well, if you can make it legal. I'd have been like, nope.
You
Nope.
make his backstory, and it's legal, yes. And he's like,
Well, at least it's not possible for him to get level 3 and everything.
he was taken in by the Bard variants.
Barbarian.
I love it. They don't have to watch it again. So, you all watch as Maloshima extends her arm and points, and just a ball of golden red fire erupts and just like incinerates everything around Brudall. And Brudall looks like he's definitely been taking some damage from this, but he doesn't look like hurt. And now there's like a 20-foot radius, right? Fireball, or is it 40?
Yep.
Okay, so there's this like 40-foot circle of just like where none of these creatures are, and none of them seem to be moving into that space right now.
Oh, interesting.
And Brudall is just laying there, and Brudall still sees the throne and the kid and the woman, except now it looks as if they've been injured by Maloshima.
And I'm assuming I wouldn't be allowed to, like, fly down, scoop him up, take him back to the path, because he has to return of his own
No, because the
power.
imminent threat has been dealt with.
Okay,
Am
gotcha.
I still aware of the mission that we're here for?
You are, and if you're trying to say that that's what you want to focus on, I need another percentile roll.
Okay.
Percentile, not perception, by the way. I know last time you confused it too. I just want to make sure you don't tell me like 7 when really it could be like 77.
I mean, if I roll, the perception may have been higher.
Yeah.
13.
You need to start rolling that.
I switched.
He switched the other
Can you borrow somebody else's?
It must be
Not
your,
mine.
it must be your method. Are you like dropping them? You need to toss those fuckers.
I'll let you re-roll. Like actually roll them, don't drop them.
You got it. Boom.
There you go. Probably still a 7.
86.
Hey!
Hey.
We found the problem, everyone.
So Brudall kind of feels like maybe it's not time for this yet, and that's why it's so hard for him to grab onto and hold. And as he stands, the throne and both of the other orcs fade away, and now he's just looking at a 40-foot circle of like even more devastation than was already there.
I'll use message quickly, Brudall. Back to the road.
Brudall's gonna kind of stare at the ground for a second, feeling really
Cool.
shamed.
Give me a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. Everyone, by the way.
Oh,
Anybody get the sense that this saving throw is going to be harder and harder to make?
No.
not like I'm on the pattern at all.
All right, Richard. This is on you. Which
you
one
get
am I
bonuses
rolling?
right now.
Okay.
Which one am I rolling? It's on you.
Oh, dude, these are the coolest dice I've ever seen in my life. So
Take that,
Either
Sam.
one.
roll that one. No, this blue and gold.
Oh, the sparkly blue?
Uh-huh.
DC was 15.
Not for you. Yours is at disadvantage, buddy.
Well, I already
You
failed.
failed 3 times.
Yeah, I failed once. That's my third fail.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I already knew you failed.
Good thing I tied the rope.
Third fail.
That was good thinking.
I'm glad I switched dice.
So, Matteo,
I got a 14. My lowest one.
again, some of you feel like don't mark off any failures that you've had, even if you succeed, by the way.
No, I'm just writing that
I was
down.
just letting you know, because I never actually told you. It still feels like somebody like walked on your grave. The hairs on the back of your neck and your arms stood up just briefly, and then it passed. Matteo, however, is on the verge of panic now. Like he doesn't really want to be here. Maybe not. The here isn't this place, but at the very least, the here is this spot where you were all standing right now. And the same for Brudall.
Hey, Brew, let's get moving.
So the effects of you failing 3 times are that any of the illusion checks you have to make are made at disadvantage
Hmm.
from now.
Oh man.
Okay.
This is the 4th little check we've done, right?
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Will. What's your Planetar's name?
Meloshina.
Moloshina. Thank you.
Turns out I did double check my angelic options, and I do not have the ability to pick and choose targets with fireball.
I wanted to
Okay.
check.
You feel like before you entered into the agreement. Like there's an emptiness there right now.
Quick question mechanically wise, when it comes to the 10 spells a day, do I get 10 uses of fireball?
Of
or
each.
10? Okay, cool.
It should say 10 a day of each.
Yeah.
10 a day
Okay,
each.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I've listed every spell.
How you keep track of it's fine. But yeah, you get like basically 10 fireballs, 10 lightning bolts.
Understood. Thank you.
Brudall would have acknowledged everyone watching him and shook off the guilt and rushed back to the main road.
So now, Brudall feels like it's not just what he's heard about Alcar and the Empire that's preventing him from achieving his greatness. He also feels like right now that it's also the people he's with that are preventing his greatness.
Bitch.
Matteo feels like everyone is just jealous of him right now.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
And all the books he's read.
And that he is greater than they are, and that they really should just be listening to him because he knows more than they do.
Oh, interesting. He does, but
Oh, good night. He's a role player.
With that fail, does he move any closer to the edge?
No, because he is tied on a rope to Dimble.
that's Ash.
To Ash.
To Ash.
That's why I asked, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
on me.
He's
I know he's
already
definitely stronger
past
than me,
the
so.
treasure pile. He already passed that. So.
Oh, so he's not enticed anymore.
Yeah, he's not enticed
He's
by
entitled.
the treasure. Well, the treasure pile is gone now.
Yeah. All right, guys. I say we get moving.
We have been moving. We're walking right now.
Yeah, maybe we should pick up the pace a little bit.
You're the one slowing us down.
These legs can only move so fast.
You're the shortest legs.
Yeah.
We're going at your pace. Don't worry about us.
I'll pick it up a little bit.
Okay. I slightly walk faster to keep
Is
up
this
with
going to
the
be a
speed.
thing where you walk a little bit faster than him every time he walks through the door? So you guys watch as Ash and Matteo power walk ahead of the group.
Just to do a dead
We're ahead of the group, even the Planetar in front.
No, we don't want to pass him.
Maybe
Matteo
I
doesn't
don't.
give a shit about them right now.
Oh, well, he's trying to.
Matteo
He's tied
should
to
be-
a rope.
Matteo should be the boss right now. He should be the one in charge,
He is.
according to him.
Yeah.
Now they're
So
trying
why
to-
would he want somebody in front of him?
Excuse me.
who's he pushing out of the way?
If you can catch him.
Excuse me.
Hey,
Stay behind.
Are you?
What?
So Matteo just walked up to Arashnor and just like pushed on his leg as Arashnor's like floating ahead of the group. Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
Can I roll a contested strength check to see if he moves me?
I don't even think you need to roll. I have a -1.
Yeah, he definitely can't move you, but
He would move himself.
Arashnor would be wouldn't be so much like angry about it, but it would be like, you know, when that like little kid is trying to get through the doorway and you're standing in the doorway.
This little shit.
Yeah, that's kind of how it would be like seriously, I could like step on you and kill you.
I think we're gonna
Arashnorn
go.
just like looks and just
That's
gives
what you
that
think about little
disapproving
children?
like,
When little kids are in Gordon's way, he's like, I will step on you and kill you.
Guys, I
I've
think we're,
never stepped on a child.
I think we're almost there, guys.
On purpose.
okay. Alright, yeah.
I think we're getting close.
I tug on the rope. We haven't been here ever, so how do you do that? Come on back.
Because I know.
Let the guys that have been here before leave.
No.
Come on.
We're letting the planetars in front.
Doesn't
Come on,
make any sense.
listen to Dimble.
So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you to get up and come with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Richard.
The three people like Minotaurs.
Oh,
I'm gonna
secrets.
come with me.
Oh, secret.
Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask everyone else to step away,
Oh,
so that what we're doing can be called on camera.
hey, there you go.
Okie dokie dokie.
You can turn the lights on for the back patio because there's a light switch right in front of the door.
But I like darkness.
Well, then,
I attack the darkness.
It's my old friend.
No darkness, my old friend.
I love that song.
Say that, Sam.
I like the Hall Notes one so much more than the Disturbance.
You may want to take notes for this,
I have notes, and they've
The
been
three of you, I mean.
taken.
Boom notes.
just so you have it readily available. So as the three of you get nearer, you've felt or sensed the presence of all of these lesser creatures around you as you've been traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing that concerns you whatsoever. Like, you could literally just, like, wade through thousands and thousands of them and not even feel like you've, done anything. But you start to feel ahead of you start to feel a tugging that's, especially for AOL, who's been on these quests before, that's very reminiscent of approaching a greater evil, something that could actually pose a threat to any of you.
How many do we feel?
It's not so many a number as much as it's just a feeling in a direction.
Okay. And so mechanically, the planetars can communicate telepathically, right?
With one another and
So-
anything else, yeah.
So maybe we could say.
As long as what you're communicating with speaks at least one language.
Okay, so maybe we could say that like the three planetars are communicating telepathically, which is why none of the other party members hear what's going on.
Okay, that works.
And did you want to?
The greater threat is ahead of us. Shall we form ranks
Shall we beat it?
to protect, or shall we form ranks for most damage?
I will not stop in my conquest till we have retrieved what we have.
Yeah, because the three of you here, the others, if this group succeeds, the others will also have completed their quest and may ascend to be similars. But you three, it's even more because it's literally you on a quest. So, being a Solar, no one in the Angelic Choirs has been raised to being a Solar in hundreds of thousands of years. So this is a really big deal. And if you don't succeed and you don't come back, then you will never get it.
Yeah.
Because it's possible for you to die here and still reform in your celestial home.
Yeah, celestial.
But you'll never be eligible to ascend to being a Solar again.
Our quest is to retrieve his soul and bring it back to him.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if the mortals die, we just want that soul back into his body.
Well, it matters in the sense that Ash and Dimble also need to survive.
Right.
Which is why, if it came down to it, one of you, while you wouldn't rush to it as an option, you would reluctantly sacrifice yourselves.
Celestial sacrifice. Yep.
Right.
It would have to be for Ash or Dimble only.
I mean, you could do it for someone else, but they would be like The one where it wouldn't be a question of do I do this or not.
Okay.
Quick question on the Celestial Sacrifice. If a mortal dies, that means they fail all 3?
Okay.
Okay. So they have 1 or 2 death saving fails. I have a healing touch. Do any of you guys have a healing touch?
Yes.
All of you do.
Gotcha. So we can still healing touch.
Keep in mind that you guys also know that there are things down here that could completely negate healing.
Can they negate Celestial Sacrifice?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Because that's not really healing so much as a transference of life energy.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay, so it appears our goal is to protect the 2 and retrieve the 1. Our ranks should reflect that success.
That doesn't mean that you can't come to respect the others and want them to survive. That just means that right now their survival is secondary to your primary goals.
Yeah.
So,
Urashnor is, so a little background for the 3 of you. Urashnor commands armies of angels. EOL serves in courts of gods and ushers mortal souls to, you think of like the Valkyries in Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Like EOL takes the mortals who have been set aside as important or they've done something that merits special attention, and she ferries them back to the A club.
Okay.
To serve gods in like their courts. Moloshima serves the court of magic, which is kind of like they're the gods and goddesses who are responsible for maintaining the weave's health and stability. Urashnor is very much a frontline commander. He doesn't backseat command at all. Like if there's something to be done, he jumps in and does it as well. Moloshima doesn't shy away from in-your-face things, but she prefers to be away from things.
thoughtful, precise, careful.
Yeah. And AOL will be where she's needed, but she also prefers to stay at arm's length from the danger.
Yeah.
Have you ever escorted Jim to the A club?
I can't tell you that.
Any other questions about how your characters would handle some of this stuff? Because now is definitely that time.
The greater threat that we feel ahead of us, is it something we feel we could handle, or are we feeling any sort of trepidation?
So, you all know, based on what you've been told or learned or instinctually know, that the journey here is marred by checkpoints, so to speak, where great threats will have to be overcome.
Okay.
And some of those threats can be physical, some can be mental, and the journey itself is just marred with strength of will. Your will be challenged. Because this whole place thrives on crushing hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
And sucking the will out of people. And the more willpower somebody has, the greater they prize they are.
Yeah.
To the things that rule here.
Sweet meat.
Right. Okay.
So you know that even the 3 of you will face threats that could actually be terminal.
Yeah. Right.
Even to great planetars.
Okay.
Even to the leaders of the heavenly armies. Even Urashnor wouldn't rush headlong into. I mean, if the mortals rush headlong, then you guys are kind of bound to also assist them. But that doesn't stop you from counseling, caution, or care, or patience, things like that.
Okay. Okay.
Like while your characters aren't, emotionally active on the level of humans or elves or whatever, you also have like a burning, call it desire, to vanquish the enemies of good gods and goddesses.
Okay.
As a side question, we as planetars are incredibly powerful. You control armies, you ferry, I am in charge, I help with the weave. What do we hope to gain out of being Solars? Like, what more could we control, or
More favor
just more favor?
and
Okay.
more power. You ascend to Arashnor, could potentially become the commander of all armies of gods and goddesses. If there was ever a war between gods and goddesses, he could potentially be the Solar who was leading all of the heavenly armies. Moloshima would gain more prestige, more honor. It's not so much about power for you guys as it is about the chance to serve in greater fashions. Because right now, you might serve, intermediate or minor deities. And if you become a Solar, there are only so many Solars in existence. So you could end up serving, one of the greater deities, or even an over deity.
Okay.
So direct line.
So it's
receive
a
orders.
matter of honor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we would receive orders directly from.
And you would be responsible for enforcing that god or goddess's will, or in Moloshima's case, a council's will.
Okay.
Moloshima could, as a Solar, Moloshima could be sent to the mortal realms to investigate something questionable that's happening with magic, or a violation of divine law, things like that.
Do we know why? Spots have opened up in the Solar ranks?
You don't.
Okay.
It's more, hey, there's this thing that we can do, let's do it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's not really in your nature as what you do to question why you're being given this opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know that something has happened, that this is now an option, but you're less concerned about that than you are about achieving your goal, and then maybe finding out why you got the opportunity at all.
Okay. That makes sense.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I did have one. So at least AOL and probably all of us have this ability for commune. But from what I understand of Alcar, he's not the kind of guy that wants us to stop and check in with him. So we can safely.
Well, keep in mind,
ignore-
not all of you serve him.
Okay. Okay.
As a matter of fact, none of you who are on the quest actually serve him. The only planetar
Okay.
that serves him directly is not even with you guys right now.
Okay.
He's protecting Oglen's body.
Okay. So just in terms of what you have in mind here, do you want us just not to bother with
Yeah,
community?
you don't have to bother.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much on your own here, and you know that.
Yeah. Okay.
So this place between doesn't have an actual name. It's never been named, other than everybody calls it the place between.
Okay.
And you know that this is a place where even the gods don't interfere.
Okay. Gotcha.
They're bound by the divine law, by divine accord, that they don't interfere here. This is off limits to them.
Okay. And
So even if you attempted to contact Algar, he wouldn't respond.
he wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
Okay. And just for my own knowledge, does AOL serve Kelemvor or one of these other Farian type gods of the dead? Or is that really important? I mean, other than for role playing?
It is not yet
Okay.
important.
Okay.
I will message you that directly
Okay.
so that you have that knowledge,
Okay.
but that's not knowledge that anybody else should have yet. Because even AOL doesn't really know everything about Arashmar or Moloshima.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Okay.
Like this isn't everything. It's very much like being a mortal, except you're a planetar.
Right.
Like you don't know everything about every other planetar.
Yeah.
Unless
Okay.
they mentally share that with you.
Gotcha.
I was
Gotcha.
gonna say, who the hell do I worship? I
Yeah,
can't
I
find
was
it.
about to say.
It's a very vague, just gods and goddesses of magic you work for.
Any questions from you, Skylar?
Infuriating presence, just as an ability. It says I can use that 6 times a day. Now is that on 6 different creatures, or is that
6 times period.
okay? So I can just
So you could totally do it 6 times to the same thing, except the more times you do it to something, the easier it will be for that thing to succeed against it, especially if they've already succeeded.
so if I were, because it's choose infuriate any creatures of his choice within 60 feet.
Yeah, if there are 300 things around you, you could do that. Probably wouldn't be a great idea to have 300 things attacking you, but
Yeah.
you could do it.
Okay, that was my.
And you could totally choose to be like, okay, well, there are 300 things around me, but I only want that one guy to be pissed off at me. You could do that too.
Okay. And Mechanically, do you all also have fly as an option?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
120 feet.
And
Oh no, he means the spell.
yeah, yeah,
Meloshima, I think for sure does.
and it's non-concentration. And I think non-concentration.
I do not have under innate spellcasting, none of it's listed. Celestial. Bonus action to enhance an ally, manipulation. And
So you know what? No, I only give it to EOL.
Okay.
I didn't want it to be abused.
And then
Yeah, I
have
was
one more
thinking, let's all just fucking fly everywhere.
Arashner wields the heavenly great sword known as Dawn's Memory. Dawn's Memory is a +3 great sword against fiends or being of evil. It's +6.
Anything down here that you guys are going to encounter aren't going to be fiends. It'll be either demons or devils,
Yeah.
but they'll all fall under the fiend category.
Okay.
There may be some aberrations down here, but for the most part, you'll be getting any of the bonuses that you get against fiends.
Alright, and is that something I should add onto the great sword, or is that already?
I think it's already added. It's already added.
Alright, cool. I just wanted to know if I had to do more than that.
What time is it?
It is 9:07.
Okay, that's perfect. Your characters all died. The planet first left.
Yeah, we decided y'all weren't worth the trouble.
Where'd you fuck you in your character?
Side question, Gordon. Was AO the over Danny, or was he one of the top three?
He's number 2 along with someone else.
Yeah.
Number 2, and then Matteo.
Probably Matteo's mine.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
So Brew dies and Happy shows up from the mist.
He died too. The damage was so extensive that it just
I killed your next character.
The overkill.
People
was
that have
just-
never met Brudall just are like,
they're just dead now.
oh god, I feel this pain.
So, as you're traveling, you
Looking
notice
forward to watching the YouTube now.
as you're traveling, you notice that EOL and Meloshima move from their positions relatively spaced in the group to the front, and they seem to take up positions on either side of Arashnor.
Thank you, sir.
And they do this without saying a word to any of you, but it's very clear that they are communicating with one another because they glance at each other briefly.
Hey, I'm trying to lead here.
And all three of you notice that Matteo keeps trying to go around your legs or between your legs to get in the front. So you could let him in the front if Arashnor wanted. Arashnor could absolutely let him in the front.
I feel like Arashnor, in his unyielding nature, would definitely know that Matteo passed. Because he's...
Don't tell me.
So in thought speak with my fellow planetars.
Yeah, so keep in mind, the planetars can communicate telepathically between themselves or amongst any of you. So try to pay attention for when they mention that they're speaking to one another directly.
So thought speak.
We could do like this for telepathy or something, if that's helpful.
Or you could just say...
Or we could say it out loud.
Professor Xavier, you mean?
Yes.
I'd say for them.
Telepathically to my fellow planetars, I say, perhaps we should just walk faster than he can. He has such
I
stubby
think
legs.
you already can, to be honest.
Yes, let's walk faster than the stubby one can. That is one way to prevent him from walking forward.
So they slightly pick up speed. Does Matteo pick up speed as well?
A little. He's not running, but he's trying to like jog. I
And
guess.
the presence that the three of you felt seems to be getting stronger.
Okay.
As in closer. Not like more powerful, but you seem to be closer to it.
How much longer? My feet hurt.
Telepathically to everyone, you hear Meloshima in your head. Prepare yourselves. One far greater a threat than 1,000 of those meat bags that surrounded Brudall approaches.
Oh, that's great.
Thorin understands that that's a worrying message, but it's also kind of nice to hear another voice in his head again. Where it's just like, ooh, okay.
So you walk, and some of you walk cautiously, because you've been warned by the three things that could step on you and make you go away. That caution should be observed here. And as you continue walking, you notice the landscape changes from that dull gray to like a red and blue that are also muted, but they're there. And you notice that there are in the ground occasionally are like gemstones, and the further you walk, the more numerous they become. And they are outside of the path, and it appears to be diamonds and rubies and emeralds and sapphires just littering the ground. And as you get closer to, for the 3 planetars, to this point of power that you feel, you notice that there are off in the distance, maybe a few hundred feet away, there seem to be 2 figures standing with one another, and one is red, with red wings, and is what you would call a very handsome man with a tail, and the other is a woman. And everyone can roll history except for the planetars to see if they know what they are, or intelligence.
Question. What does the woman look like? Does she also have wings?
She looks the same. She's very beautiful, almost enchantingly.
What color is she?
She's like a very light blue.
The big 1-4. 14.
My 20.
Okay, so anybody who rolled 18 or higher, you know that it's a succubus and an incubus. The planetars instinctively know what they are. And they turn and look at the group, and they look at the planetars, and they bow, seemingly very respectfully. And they say, "Oh, we have guests." And they kind of look around the 3 planetars at the mortals, and they've brought toys. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, damn.
No, I left those at home. With Orina.
That's where the session ends.
After brain milk, so I remember to do that next time.
Out of character, I just want to say that I'm really proud of my fireball.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my fireball.
So they each, by default, because they weren't special, like they weren't
I know
special
that. No,
monsters.
they protected Brew, and that's what I care about.
No, I'm saying like they weren't like, so they didn't have like inflated health.
Okay.
So like they were the literal book version. Oh, can you stop and restart it so it's separate from
Make sure.
the game? Sorry.
Somebody
Oh
can.
man, I might need somebody to remind me on Monday to post this shit, because I haven't had to do it for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.